Elliot has quadriplegic cerebral palsy, which affects his ability to coordinate and control his movements, which makes it really difficult to use a standard controller. So he came to the games room to see if there's a nicer, easier way of him being able to access games so he can play alongside his family. Elliot had a blast playing Minecraft, he really did. We looked at giving him 2 buttons where he could mine and he could jump, for example. And then someone else would play alongside using the co-pilot feature.
Okay.
Don't let your kids step.
It's right there. Over here. Over here. Over here.
Elliot really enjoyed the social interaction between people, which was a big part of the game for him. So being able to play at home with his dad or his siblings.
Then one turns into can we go down?
We even helped him to use his eyes to play games. Throwing custard pies and smashing bottles, just playing games to get used to a new amazing way of experiencing independence and fun. So the aim of our assessments, we start off sort of finding out exactly what game the person wants to play. Then we'll start to talk about, okay, well, what are the controls that you're finding difficult at the moment? And we'll then start thinking about ways that we can use whatever movements they do have that they're comfortable to use to access maybe extra software, extra switches or joysticks in a way that's far more comfortable for them. None of this would have been possible without our amazing family of supporters, so we'd just love to say a big thank you. You're bringing some amazing smiles to people like Elliot all around the world.
Okay, hopefully you can hear me. Hello everyone. How's everyone doing? If you are here live, let me know. I'm going to be messing with audio balance as per usual because it's how these streams go. The song's very quiet. I imagine everything else will be very loud and completely throw it off, but yeah, let me know. Welcome. We are going to be catching up on, well, now what remains of the one-man replay, as some of you guys very generously donated to SpecialEffect. You've just seen a video from there, and you donated towards some incentives, and in particular we got 2 games that were paid for by the lovely viewers. Earthheart wanted Kirby Planet Robobot Meta Knightmare Returns, which is what we'll be doing here first, and Silent Chaos wanted me to play as, well, a specific trio of characters in the guest star mode in Kirby Star Allies. So both of those to come for you here tonight. It should be relatively short each, so it should only be like a 2 to 3 hour stream. Very easy one given I've just done like what 2 hours of radio, so also feeling a tiny bit lousy tonight, so hopefully, you know, we can get through this all breezy and swift and all that, but I'd still like to do it regardless, because even if the main one-man replay didn't quite go as intended, people did still pay for stuff after all, so let's make sure we show them what they want, and all of these are relatively quick and simple. Should be a fun time, so we'll be doing that tonight. If you've missed my update to my schedule, if you're new here or you're only a Twitch viewer and you're wondering what the heck is going on, long and short of it is, got a little bit close to burnout on the 3rd and final day now of what was one-man replay. I was doing completely fine on the day. Obviously, aside from the Superstars mishap, I was completely fine. I had a really good time with the day and everything, but 2 hours of 3 days, 3 days even, of 6+ hour streams really caught up with me, so I knew doing it any longer would really put me in a bad position. So if you're on the Discord, by the way, !Discord, I did put out a message, and I also put that out to social media and Team Radio Sega stuff as well, so you'd probably already be familiar with that, but if you're only a stream viewer or you're one of the newbies, then that's what happened. But I'm still here. I'm going to be doing stuff all this weekend. First of all, the catch-up incentive block tonight, like I've already mentioned a couple times now. Then tomorrow we should be doing some Team Sonic Racing Crossworld, sorry, my brain's all over the shop. We'll be checking out the closed beta for that tomorrow night, and then Sunday we'll be playing through Shadow Generation, so we can actually cap off the Sonic block proper of what was one-man replay. So all in all, got a fun weekend of programming lined up for us. Do remember, I am part of Team Radio Sega, who are raising money for Special Effect. But if you want to find out what the rest of the team's doing, not just me, exclamation mark Team Radio Sega or Team RS, put that in the chat and you can find our full schedule, or go to radiose.ga/GameBlast and you can check everything out there. But with that in mind, I'm pretty much all ready to go. So if we come over here to the 3DS layout, which, you know, I made a bunch of layouts that now aren't going to get used, but hey, at least the 3DS is one of them, right? So if I bring that down and unmute that, there we go, you should be able to hear my 3DS loud and clear now. I'm going to double check a couple of things, because a load of people have messaged me since I went live, so I'm hoping nothing exploded. Bit loud, assumed it would be, okay. Let's see. How's there? Still a bit loud? Yeah, it looks a little loud still. Might be a bit better there. Let me know. Sounds really quiet on my end, but that was how I had to have it with my console capture stuff last time, so I'd assume probably, maybe even a bit lower than that. All good. Okay, as long as you're sure, because I normally stop a little lower than that, but I guess we'll find out as the game goes on. Yeah, so I'm not going to have much of an access to volume mix this as we go on, because how my setup works where I am right now, I can't really hold the 3DS in a way to where I can project to my microphone. I don't have a desk or anything. I have a very small table that my laptop's on, so I effectively need to full screen. So I hold my 3DS under the table. This is how I did Sonic Rush for the most part. I hold it under the table like I would a controller, and then I look at my full screen preview, because there's barely any input lag on it, thankfully. So I look at that to see what I'm doing, basically. So because of that, because I have this full screen, I can't actually see anything. This will be fixed when we go over to the Switch in a bit, which, because I only have three USBs, because this is a laptop. One of them's the microphone, one of them's the sound card for the 3DS, and one of them is the 3DS input. So I can't have my Switch on standby ready to go, so we will have to take a 5 to 10 minute in between the two games to actually get the Switch set up. So I need to plug in all my capture card and everything like that. So this isn't going to be simultaneous, but we'll do what we can where we can. But anyway, we've got Kirby Planet Robobot here. I just checked this beforehand. I was going to leave it to chance, but I didn't want to have to stop the stream halfway through. But reason being, this isn't my card. I actually bought this the first time we were doing the Kirby Marathon, so back in 2019. So it's 3 times now I've not got to play this on the stream, but hey, maybe I'll stream it when this supposed Switch port comes out. But yeah, I bought this secondhand because I sold my copy long ago, unfortunately. I think I needed money, but I still kind of regret it. But because of that, this is someone else's file, so I had to check they still had Knightmare. I was pretty sure they did, and sure enough they did, so we're all good to go on this, even though I've never played the game on this card myself, so I don't mind. I don't really think we got much else to say. Anything else is just padding it any longer than it needs to be, so let's jump into some Knightmare. So I've not played Kirby Planet Robobot in a long time, not since like 2017, 2018 maybe? That would have been, yeah, 2017 I think would have been the last time I played this, not long after it came out. Because I got it pretty soon after it came out, because that was right when I bought into 3DS. I'm actually going to get rid of the full screen, because that's way too loud on my end. I also didn't realise the save file song was the same between the two games, because my 3DS theme is the Triple Deluxe version. Here, but we'll be AFK for the next 10 minutes. Don't worry, Jamie, I'm just like, it was way too loud for me, so I had to mess with some settings, so not particularly missed much. Right. Full screen. I also miss out on having a mouse, because, once again, 3 USBs, so I'm having to do everything with the trackpad, which, when you have a million wires running around, is not very helpful. Anyway, here we are. These aren't my stickers, like I mentioned. Someone else's file, so I wasn't responsible for this. But hey, not bad stickers all in all. So we got Knightmare Returns unlocked, thank goodness. Now, let's bully their best time. Harmony, come on. What's this all about? Not a single save file completion here, really. SMH, my head. So, for those of you who aren't familiar with Meta Knightmare and other similar modes, it's effectively a trimmed down, speedrun friendly version of the main game. So, first introduced in Kirby Knightmare in Dreamland. Still a little loud on my end, but I think we'll cope with it. Yeah, first introduced in Kirby Knightmare in Dreamland, brought back for Superstar, and then they really started getting into gear with it again on the 3DS games. So, this one here in particular, this still feels a little loud. Am I wrong? Might need a feel for this. I'm going to turn it down just a slight bit in preparation, I guess. Is that too low? Someone let me know. Anyway, I knew the game would be way louder than my 3DS theme. Yeah, it came back for the 3DS games in a big way. First of all with DDD Tour for Kirby Triple Deluxe, a mode I really like, and then they brought it back again for Meta Knight with this mode, and then finally with Star Allies on Switch. You can effectively choose any partner you want, so that's what we'll be doing. But Meta Knightmare returns. This one here is probably the most famous one. Probably the most polished, fun to play. I've not been back to Planet Robobot for ages, but I'm really itching playing Meta Knightmare again, so I'm ready to go. So with that in mind, I think we're going to jump into it. So that's best time. That's not the start button. There we go. Meta Knight is back. Oh, Meta Knightmare's back even. Players Meta Knight in this time attack mode, you'll find fewer recovery items. Use your special attacks on the lower screen to execute special actions. That's a bit of a worry because I can't really see my bottom screen. I forgot this was still a thing in this one. I'll keep it somewhat visible. Fight new bosses and tougher enemies while Kirby takes a nap. Okay, that in mind, let's go. So these are all remixes of the main game stages for the most part. If you're familiar with those, they're really trimmed down, light versions of them with a much more nimble Meta Knight versus, well, he's faster than Kirby, but also significantly faster than the mech, and has moves he can do versus the mech can't do, so they've like edited out certain sections while adding in new ones. These modes are always a really fun way to re-experience the main game just after you've played them, typically, because I don't know, a lot of people say they're repetitive, but I feel like it adds quite a bit of replay value personally, to go back and see these levels again in like a completely different way. And plus, I just always like, you know, speedrunning time attack stuff, so this always felt like a very good incentive in a Kirby game, which otherwise you want to take as breezy and pain-free as possible. It encourages you to take risks and go faster and stuff like that if you play it on repeats. Yeah, but you're a Sonic fan. True. So we're collecting these energy orbs, as you can see here, and then I get a bunch of stuff on the bottom screen. Like I said, I actually forgot this was a feature in this, because DDD Tour, which is the mode from Triple Deluxe, like I mentioned the game before this, from what I remember, gutted it, I'm pretty sure. I don't think the bottom screen does anything, but the bottom screen definitely did do something in Superstar Ultra, which was the last Meta Knightmare before this. I just realised, is the bottom screen slightly... No, I think that's just the rendering. Okay. I didn't realise that sometimes the bottom screen on this 3DS capture card goes really funky unless you set a specific video mode, but I think it's fine. I think that's... Is it? I don't know. I'm going to double check this real quick. 1 second. Let's go to capture modes and see if that... Because that Miiverse logo looks really weird compared to how it looks on the actual screen for me. This is normally the mode you have to set for stuff that has new 3DS modes. Let's see. No, it kind of looks the same, honestly. Does it just look like... I think it does actually just look like that on the screen, believe it or not, so... oh, wait, no valid data. Okay, it flat out would not work in that mode. Well, there we go. I'll answer my question. Sorry about that. Yeah, you just can't really see it on the 3DS screen, but that Miiverse logo is really crusty when you blow that up. Like, obviously it's pixelated, but I mean, like, you can very clearly see just random green outlines and stuff, which typically means the contrast is all wrong, but no, I actually, looking at the screen, that's just how it is. Sorry about that detour. Not a detour, unfortunately, but it's a Meta Knightmare detour. So I can just run past stuff like that Kirby otherwise wouldn't be able to do at all. So they have added these unique little Meta Knight sections. Otherwise, yeah, this is all we're going to be playing a Kirby for the foreseeable here on the channel at least. I will go back to a bunch of the playthroughs that we didn't get to, I think, as a result of the cancellation, because I've really been wanting to play some of the Kirby games. Don't get me wrong, not all of them. I could do a less 64 in my life. But very much looking forward to like playing this and Triple Deluxe and stuff. But like I mentioned, if this is getting a Switch port with lovely HD graphics and stuff, then I am perfectly excited to go back to that one instead, if that is the case. Although I do have a reason to use the 3DS capture card. This is a gorgeous looking 3DS game as well, by the way, so I think it really pushes the limits of the system really well, while still actively providing a nice looking experience. Welcome, King. Hope you're doing alright. It is indeed a moment of all time, I can confirm. One of them. It's sometime between now and never and all that. Right, should we do Meta Nightmares? Will this actually hit him? I have no idea. This is one of the various, like, big damage attacks you can do and stuff like that. Okay, it won't, because he doesn't have a health bar. Had he had a health bar, it probably would have done something, but this is an auto-pull of. Don't tell Nintendo about your official way to capture the system. I feel like we've spoken about this on the stream before, but back when the 3DS Ambassador program was sorry, not 3DS Ambassador program, the Nintendo YouTube partner program was a thing. They had like a list of games you could and couldn't stream. And what really amused me is that one of their choices of a lot of their choices of games involved 3DS stuff, because, well, it was the 3DS era, but how are you expected to capture a 3DS? And a lot of the partners seem to use 3DS capture cards, which just really baffled me, because surely, as you say, you would have thought Nintendo would have been really against people using unauthorized moderations, but no, seemingly not. Curious as to how they'll handle Meta Knight's abilities without a touchscreen. Yeah, that is a really weird thing to think about, unless they just kind of remove them and treat it more like guest star mode, and either keep it exclusive to Meta Knight or open it up to other characters like they did last time with Star Allies. Maybe since they don't want to find a capture card themselves, they just accept it. But the thing is, at least with the DS, there was an official system. There were development kits that were often used at like Nintendo World Championships and when showing games off at E3 that sent both screens out separately to composite. They were like actual dev kits, but you could put in retail carts and stuff. Or you could put in, not retail carts, but you could insert like retail ready carts at least. They just couldn't be the actual ones. So stuff like that definitely existed. I'm pretty sure from memory stuff like that existed for the 3DS. So there definitely are ways to do it if you're Nintendo. They're not just emulated on the PC or whatever. Yeah, that Nintendo system was horrible, but you kind of get what I mean. That was just a really odd thing to me. Also, I'm guessing the lag's in the game and not the capture feed. This is a very late 3DS game, so it wouldn't surprise me if it's got some chugging problems here and there. Yeah, we really are just making light work of all these stages that would otherwise take ages, because they are presented in a back-to-back format in Meta Knightmare. You go through each world and then just go through a door, and that effectively takes you to the next stage half the time. Like I said, I really have a lot of love and time for this mode, or this kind of mode in Kirby games, especially. I actually really like, despite disliking Star Allies, I really like Star Allies' implementation of it, of just you can play as whoever you like. Especially when the upgrades continued, because as the months went on, they added more content to the game and stuff like that. And the more content they added, the more unique paths they added for all the special characters they added, which was just super cool. I thought that was a really nice touch. So that was like the one thing I think was a nice touch, and I actually miss in Forgotten Land. I really miss the ability to have like a guest star mode or anything like that. Because spoilers, there's nothing even similar in Kirby and the Forgotten Land. It's very heavy on side modes and stuff, but unfortunately nothing like that, which I found a little odd. Thanks. Get my sticker. I don't need them, especially, like I said, not my save file, but I'll collect it anyway, I guess. I have no idea where this goes to. Ooh, secret. Okay. Fine by me. Okay, the Kirby car game. No, Forgotten Land's great. If you've not played it, please, please, please go and play it. Like, the best Kirby game, arguably. I still have a big soft spot for Superstar and Triple Deluxe, but I don't know, I think in actuality, you know, the real facts, it's gotta be Kirby in the Forgotten Land. It's a really good game. Also, hey 3D bait. Hey, turn on your 3D mode if you have a 3D capable system. Welcome, Jamie. Hope you're having a good evening as well. Thanks for joining, and thanks to everyone who's been here for both this and Pick and Mix. I appreciate you marathoning the content and all that. I'm sure there's a lot more to watch, Game Blast or not, here on a Friday night, so thanks for everyone who's been here. Right. Oh, thumb's already cramping up a little bit on this D-pad, but it's more just my posture rather than the actual 3DS system, I think, because of how I have to sit with the system. My mix was certainly picked earlier. Great to hear, King. Also, you get a life system in this game, which was in Meta Knightmare. I always got to stop saying this game and this mode. I don't believe that's a thing in most Meta Knightmares. They were very much, rather than the speedrun mode, the challenge mode originally. So seeing a life system here is actually quite odd to me. So I was getting a little bit worried when I saw my damage was low, but no, I'm fine because I can afford to take a death. But yeah, certainly the very original, and I'm pretty sure the Superstar Ultra implementation is not a no-hit, certainly, but light on health pickups, light on damage taken, otherwise you're going straight back to the start, effectively. So, like I said, I like, you can always heal. I can always heal, that is true. Thanks Larry. I kind of forgot about that. I forgot the bottom screen existed. I kind of only tend to remember it when there's a boss fight. Especially given I can't see the bottom screen 90% of the time. Looking like I need to get a new phone. I was just looking at it and noticed a crack at the top of the screen. How long did it take you to notice that crack, Jamie? That's what concerns me here. Can't heal the emotional damage though. True. Also, I'm not sure this lag is the game. I'm gonna check something real quick. I get the feeling it might be a mode I set on this capture thing. Give me a second here. USB receiver. Is it? I don't really know. Let's see. See, I'm not sure. Maybe it is just the game. Transfer mode, 30/60 FPS. How about this mode? Does this break anything? No. Didn't notice looking directly at it. I definitely felt it because I'm using the stream replay to look at the screen. I've definitely been feeling it a little bit here and there. Right. Okay, anyway, back to it. It might just be my replay being a little bit weird. I've set a different screen mode on the capture device, so I wonder if that'll fix it. If not, it doesn't seem to have impacted it anyway, shape or form, so... But yeah, otherwise, aside from the little bottom screen stuff, these power-ups are completely pointless. I'm just going out of them out of habit, because normally they'd probably be like stage MacGuffins rather than power blobs or whatever, so... Old habits die hard, basically, and all that. We're still going strong on World 1 here. I think there's 6 worlds normally. I get the feeling maybe it's just the game, and I've never noticed it before now, because it's still doing it. It's whatever. Okay, there we are. So these save points are very similar to stuff like Great Cave, so the Great Maze, etc. Regen all your health if you don't already have all of it, and you get a save point that you can continue from when you get back to the game. But already into the first boss, apparently. That was very quick, as you can see, barely just behind 8 minutes. At least I think this is the first boss from memory. Like I said, been a very long time since I played this game, apparently. I was racking back through my memories, and it feels like it's not been that long, but it must have been 2017. I think I've only played it twice. Once just after it came out, and would have been another time a couple months after that, I think, and that would be about it, yeah. Just remembered, no shmup stages? Oh, it's saved in the eyes of most then, isn't it? Okay, it's not actually the first boss unless I'm mistaken, but it must be like the lead up to it at least. Because I think you get boss stages. I definitely remember you got them in Dedede Tour. I don't see why you wouldn't get them. I think it's just one per world in this game for the most part, though, unlike most Kirby games where it's like up, down, up. In most Kirby games, it's like however long. People don't like the shmup. I don't know about that. Sonic fans certainly don't like shmup, so I always just assumed Kirby fans didn't either. Up, down. Then again, Kirby fans love asset reuse, so they're not actually that similar to Sonic fans thinking about it. Up, down. We still need an up, don't we? So I'm going to apologise if I'm like sniffly at all or anything like that. Feeling a little under the weather tonight, not quite sure why. I was yesterday as well, and then I was kind of fine when I woke up this morning, but not feeling amazing. Like about 3/4 of the way through pick and mix, I suddenly started feeling a little rough. As I said, I don't think it's a cold. It's a combo probably of exhaustion and also probably, I'm not allergic to dust or anything, but because of my hay fever, it sometimes complicates things when you like really stir up a load of dust. So been moving a little bit in the house today, so I'm wondering if that's flared whatever else up again. Also, this is definitely like the visual effect was what causing that. There's been grim as of late. It was really nice for most of the week, and I left my TV on by accident, and I can see it is apparently 13 degrees outside still. It's just the wind wouldn't let you know that. The wind is freezing, but yeah, the actual weather's not bad. Or wasn't bad. The last 2 days haven't been great, but the days before that, it was lovely here. I've been sleeping too poorly to know if I'm ill. Yeah, see, I'm probably not far off that. Can I actually do Meta Nightmares here and it count as lighting this out of interest? Because they would have removed this had I not been able to do this, right? Oh, that's far more boring than I thought it would be. Yeah, I've not been sleeping amazing. I didn't stay up too late last night considering Pirate Yakuza. Because I've not had and probably won't have a chance to play it today, so I kind of accepted that and I was like, right, well, gotta get in whatever time I can get. And I think I actually got into bed at like half midnight. I don't think I slept for another few hours. That's normally how it goes. Who puts Yaks at 8 indeed. What a timeline. But yeah, I didn't sleep too bad, but I did have a long day beforehand, so it's probably like a combo of things getting me right now, but yeah, because of that, apologies about like sniffling and coughing and anything like that. I should be fine, but sometimes it just flares up like this. And then it's fine again the next day, which is why I'm reluctant to call it a cold to begin with, because I always think it is, and then I wake up and I'm like, oh, I'm fine. I just have flare-ups some days. Human body. I love it. I don't. Mine functions alright most of the time. I can't complain. Other people have way more of a right to complain. It's like 95%, honestly. Nowadays, anyway. I've been sleeping much better now that my hands aren't so itchy. Turns out I'm allergic to blue rubber. Oh god, yeah. That is quite a common thing that I don't think people realise is what the latex and stuff in that is like a pretty common, or the common-ish allergy, isn't it? That's rough. Oof, yeah, just thinking about that's awful. But yeah, get yourself some bespoke gloves at that point, I guess, because I think they do make them with different materials and stuff. Not just because, but exclusively for that reason. Oh, nitro, yeah. That's also one I know of, not as much as latex and stuff, but that does happen. Next month, I'm planning to make it through the Like a Dragon franchise, including spin-offs, so sometime this year I'll be buying Judgment, Ishin, 8, and Pirate games. Very nice. I mean, I definitely prioritize Ishin less out of all of the ones you've listed. Judgment's second place, but Judgment's really good. But, I don't know. Ishin's a decent time. From what I know, I actually kind of want to check it out on stream at some point, because someone has translated the original PS3 version. And they will be porting the translation at some point to PS4, and I have access to both the modded PS3 and 4. So I'd really like to check out the original version, because I know people have gripes with the gameplay changes more than anything. It's less... like, when you hear a lot of things like that, you always assume, oh, it's like some weird people getting weird about the translation kind of thing, but no, I think a lot of the issues that people have is mostly the gameplay changes with the Ishin remake. So it'd be interesting to check out the original, so I've been kind of tempted to do that at some point, but I thought it was an alright enough game, but I do also get the issues people had with both the original and the new version, so... You know, there's a lot of stuff that carried over, but also a lot of stuff that was new and wrong with it, so... I do kind of get it, but yeah, I'd put that pretty low down on the list comparatively. Also, you won't have a way to... Oh wait, no, actually, now that you got your good PC, the same person who did that Ishin translation is nearly done with their Kenzan translation. So get a PS3 emulator fired up, Jamie, and maybe check that out if you are determined. Also includes Fist of the North Star. See, you might get mileage out of it as a Fist of the North Star fan, but I've heard if you're not, even if you are, it's not a great game. But especially if you're not, there's issues with it. I'm too deep into Pokemon, tempted to shiny hunt. Do it. If it keeps you company, I mean, everyone has different ways to pass the time and all that. But yeah, shiny hunting in those old games is a pain in the backside, but if it's something you find rewarding, then no reason not. PS3 emulation even work on this? I thought they're still working on PS3 emulation. Depends on the game. I think Kenzan's pretty decent nowadays. It is entirely game by game. Well, snail really, yeah. Right, I'm gonna stick in the corner and at some point Mr. Knightmare him when he comes back. I have no idea. I'm guessing I was meant to hit them or something. You know, PS3 emulation should be fine, Jamie. It's just official PS3 emulation kind of sucks because they've never bothered trying it. The actual like fan stuff is really, really game by game dependent. It depends on what like people are working on, that kind of thing. You know, so if someone out there is like, oh, I really want to get Kenzan working, then, you know, some of that will apply to other games, but mostly it will just be game per game kind of thing. So like, for example, Project Diva runs way better than it does on console. But not every game's in that position. Sonic Unleashed like runs way worse than it does on console. It's really game by game, but there's always like recommended settings on wikis and stuff for each game. I think there's an RPCS3 wiki, but yeah, if you want to check out the series, I mean, it's either that or get a modded PS3, which is probably way less likely than trying to emulate it. Daytona USA is great. Yeah, but that's a really non-demanding game, so it works perfectly on most things. You know, honestly, I reckon you'd be fine. You can run a bunch of PS3 games on Steam Deck nowadays. It's really come a long way. Just most people haven't kept up to date, so assume the same that, you know, the thing that was the case 5 years ago is still the case or whatever, I think is how it works in a lot of people's brains, which is not true. Like, Wii U emulation in 2 years went from, like, an unplayable mess that's literally just a proof of concept to fully playable. Like, it's always worth, you know, giving things 6 months to a year and not assuming it's going to be in the same state or all that. That's just kind of how these things go. Right, so these bosses are harder, as you've seen, so I'm definitely hit tanking some of them just to get them over with a bit quicker. Oh yeah, Wii U is on Android. I forgot about that. And 3DS as well. Okay, yeah, 6 levels total. I got some stickers for getting through part 1. Nice. Oh, I did it! I collected 100 unique stickers. I totally did that. Another reason I want to flip too, yeah, I can imagine. Okay, on we go. With, or about to be part 2. Ooh. That's more like it. Okay. Into the void. Yeah, there we go. So long since I've seen some of these worlds, I forgot this was the city world. This is one of my favourite Kirby stages even. I remember really liking this theme, especially with the shmup segments that Larry mentioned. Unfortunately not going to be seeing many of those, but, you know. I can think about my fond memories of them, damn it. There's a lot of background stuff still in this game. I really like that they kept that for the most part. I think one day someone cracks a dual screen emulation handheld. We were talking about that the other day, weren't we, on whatever stream it was. It's definitely going to take like a lost leader to do it, and then community support to get it right. Like, you can be when they start appearing, you can be an early adopter, or you can wait 6 months for, you know, custom firmware stuff to iron it out. I'm guessing will be the playbook, and then eventually we'll get more and more. I know a very game-to-game basis, but PS3 emulator is looking at isn't as demanding as expecting. It really isn't, but as I say, it really is a game-by-game thing for one, yes, but also, you know, that also goes in terms of, well, performance the console needs as well as how it's going to perform full stop. So, you know, it really is a mixed bag, so it's always just worth checking out what you want to play and seeing, but as a whole, it's not going to be like better than playing on console, but in a lot of games cases, it will flat out be better or just more accessible to do that when the option's there. Because hey, Dead Souls as well, exact same thing. Although Dead Souls is really cheap digitally, if you need a way to play that at some point. Because everyone goes, oh, how am I meant to play Dead Souls? It's like £900. Yeah, it goes down in every PS3 sale to like 5. I own Dead Souls, fair enough. I just know a lot of people complain about that one all the time. People are like, oh, I saw someone saying stop spoiling Dead Souls, which is fair, but not because I don't want spoilers, but because it's the most inaccessible in the series, and that really baffled me that it's somehow less accessible than games that are locked to PS4 only or whatever. Like, it's the same amount of accessibility as Fist of the North Star. Like, what do you mean? It's on a cheaper console than the PS4. You know? A cheaper console than the PS4. Cheaper than most of the games brand new to get, because you can get them on the PlayStation Store for way less than most digital games nowadays. Like, that's not inaccessible. Like, you just don't have it. There's a big difference. If physical was the only way to buy it, I'd kind of get it. But, like, just because you don't have the system doesn't make it difficult to play. Surface Geo, trick or treat in both screens as one is functional, but I imagine the logistics of getting that to work reliably is a pain. Oh, 100%, yeah. Oh, already time to readjust. 1 second yet. Please stop attacking me while I'm trying to fix my posture and everything, because oh my goodness, yeah, legs are already super dead, so I guess I'm gonna have to sit like this for the rest of the this portion of the stream. It's a shame because I couldn't really see the bottom screen now, so I'm just gonna have to glance down whenever I need to heal or whatever. Or, you know, move my hands more is what I mean. And off we go with whatever I need this battery for. Great. That's what I needed the battery for. There's no sticker on it, so I got it from CEX, but we're not paying more than £10. Yeah, that is a very recent thing, it being more than £10. I got mine for 10 in 2019. And I saw it in the same CEX like 2 months ago for, I want to say 100. Like, eh? What happened? It's not like they made less copies in that time. Like, all of them got burnt. That's what the issue is, yes, I must have forgotten. Alright, I should be doing meta quick during sections like these. I honestly forget that ability is here. I remember the big attacks exist sometimes, but I forget like the basics, like, oh yeah, spam meta quick wherever possible and stuff like that. Yeah, it's playable Alluri, but once again, it's one of those things where you really should check in on emulation of things you care about every 6 months, because I remember that game being really unplayable only like 2 years ago, so I always, quite frankly, forget that it even is playable on EMU. I probably would just go about it on real hardware myself personally, but once again, got access to a PS3, they're not hugely expensive, so it's pretty easy to get a hold of one and a copy of the game, which I have both physical and digital. I got a digital first, then went, oh, I can get this for the collection way cheap. Nice. And then did that. Honestly, looking at the actual screen, just out of curiosity, the frame drops are definitely less noticeable. I'm guessing it's like, I don't know, the actual 3DS screen seems to handle them a lot better than I'm noticing on my window here, or that might just be OBS weirdness, TBH. Wish a lot of retro stuff I want to play physical wasn't so expensive, and I wanted legitimate people go down emulation. Oh yeah, like, you're not lining on the company's pockets at that point, you're lining someone on eBay's pocket. Like, I always think you're relatively within your right. Like, fair enough companies want to, you know, shut it down or whatever. Like, of course you can't endorse it, and you have to publicly be against it, but at the same time, you know, as has been said a million times, it's like, well, there's literally no good option, and you're not getting money from this anyway, so I'm just going to do this unless you decide to re-release it, because, you know, if you re-release it, I'd happily get it again on PS5, some of these games or whatever, you know. But as it stands, like, was it 3D Game Dot Heroes I was looking into? Never got released digital. Physical, both European and Americans at like 100 to 200. You know, that's an Atlas one, for example, there. They've never been reissued on anything. Never going to be reissued on anything. Don't worry, Xbox Muse will save this. Stop talking. Unfortunately, your right to chat in this chat room has been been repressed. Okay. Art. Yeah, they love this puzzle in this game, don't they? I forgot this is in like most worlds for some reason. No, that's the wrong one. Well, my days are over. My treasure hunting days are behind me. Is this Balatro? What if Balatro but good? Hot take. It's like, what was it, those memes that were going around when SMT 3 or 5 or something was coming out on the same day as Monkey Ball, you know? SMT fans all scary, etc. You know, I'm sure there were things less charity friendly said than that about them from memory, but you know what I mean. SMT bad, Monkey Ball good, there you go, Balatro bad, Kirby good. Looking to play for emulation Twilight Princess Cube and Twin Snakes. Also looked very expensive. Twin Snakes was never too bad like 10 years ago. I remember passing it up for like somewhere between 30 to 50, and now I'm guessing it's really bad, of course. Like, I'm willing to pay 50 for a game I know is good or whatever. Like, if I'm paying 60 for a brand new game, then 50 for like a good old game, like I can swallow. But anything above that, it's like, get a grip. I'm not paying that. I think the most I paid is like, I think I paid 70 for Clonar at one point. Of course, like 2 years later they announced the remake, and apparently it's worth £20 now. So that was a good £70 well spent. Also, love the casino levels in this game. Oh, Twilight Princess Cube, so I'm guessing GameCube. I actually didn't understand the significance of the cube part. I assumed it was just some like weird version of Twilight Princess I hadn't heard of, but no. The weird version in question is the Nintendo GameCube. Yeah, I think Twilight Princess for GameCube is really bad, isn't it? And it's not much better on it's not much better on Wii U, is it? So yeah, let's see if I emulate GameCube or emulate Wii U. Did I mention I haven't slept well? I think you might have. Yeah, I only just realised like halfway through reading the message back to myself a second time. Oh dear. So something up there, which I'm sure is significant to Kirby, but not significant to me, so I'm just moving on. It's only stacking those lives now, which it's the same as the base game, 100 trinkets, 100 money collectible per life. So no different in Meta Knightmare. Also, yeah, this is a great song. I've kind of forgotten about all of the OST to this game, basically. Pretty much the only stuff that I... See, most of this is on Spotify and streaming services. One of the few Kirby games that actually got that treatment. In fact, the only Kirby game I think that got that treatment. The other two things were albums. Yeah, the only stuff I have in my Spotify is from other games. So this game loves reusing music from other sources for some reason. Meta Guffins, that'll do. Yeah, there's a load of stuff from, like, Epic Yarn and a couple others, I recall. Oh, I can actually do that with buttons. I didn't know that. I don't know what corresponds to each button, but it would be handy to know that at some point. Okay. How do you attack? Or how does this guy attack? Looking for Google shopping Twin Snakes, about 60 to 400. That's a very big difference. Oh, right, of course. You're really desync from me, apparently. Cool. Thanks, Kirby. Or whatever you're called. Looks like the, Oh, that's just mean. What's the robot from the one episode of SpongeBob? the one who Plankton puts his brain into. He really reminds me of him. That can't be coincidence, right? I met a nightmare. That's not the right thing to do here at all. I'm sure there'll be multiple more of them. I should have waited, but eh. Yep, how did I know? Like clockwork. I could feel it was the mistake the second I hit the button, and yet I went through with it anyway. It was too late. I want to say SpongeBob. Maybe. It sounds familiar. It was like one of the season 1 episodes or something, so not fully my wheelhouse. Hey, Waddle Dee. Thanks. Thanks for your orbs. Hands you balls. Does not elaborate. Leaves. What a guy. So yeah, reusing mid-bosses. A Kirby staple once more. Once again, Kirby fans love reused content. It's not like a Sonic fan thing. Like, yes, green greens again, let's go! And it's not actually sarcastic. I was a Cartoon Network kid. Filth. Wasn't a Cartoon... Oh, I was a Cartoon Network tween. More so, like, you know, the age period between kid and teen. Like, 10, that kind of age. I got into it way more then, but definitely never turned onto that channel. Boomerang, on the other hand. What a place. Pew, pew, pew. Remember you got rid of Sky before the good stuff happened. Yeah. Oh. Before Cartoon Network got good. Oh, here we go. Jammer a lot. Love this version of the track. Yeah, I don't know why this game has like such a thing of just flat out reusing, not even remixing, just reusing. We were a FreeSat household. Didn't even know FreeSat was a thing until kind of recently. It kind of completely passed me by. Satellite for free? Now I'll take the £100 package, please. Yeah, I really don't know. I don't even remember if it's just a meta Knightmare thing, or if it's great, or if it happens during the base game as well. I was for a period of Disney Channel kid. That's So Raven, Hannah Montana, The Sweet Life, Kim Possible, and High School Musical to name some. Oh, I'm fully familiar with all of them, but that's exclusively not my own viewing decision. FreeSat doesn't have Dave, really? I actually thought it did, but then again, does Dave even produce that much original content anymore, or has it gone back to being the rerun channel of old? I honestly couldn't tell you. I mean, they renamed... here we go. Boring nerd chat. They renamed all their channels You and Blank, didn't they? For 8... Oh, I think they're still going with that. They did it a little while back. What a stupid naming decision. Why would you do that? And here we go. We lost all the American audience. Well done. Also, yeah, I did look down at the bottom screen. Definitely is laggy. So, this game is just pushing the 3DS to its limits. Fair enough, can't complain. Once again, all the more reason for a Switch port, I guess. Yeah, last time I played this, I wouldn't have been too much of a... I wouldn't really have known what to have looked for with FPS and stuff like that, so... Hardly surprising that it's the first time I'm noticing any of this. Especially on 3DS, I was just grateful to have a 3DS after so long, I think. I got into it in like 2016, right around when Switch was coming out, of course. Good timing. After wanting to have one for like ages, I finally, I'm still a kid, so finally convinced to get one because you know how it was. The marketing went great. Yeah, it's got a 3D, but you've already got a DS. That's not the point. Same with the Wii U, if you can believe it. I know, shock. So, because of that, I didn't get into the 3DS till really late. So, luckily, it was right when this game came out, so I had a perfect opportunity to go and get it along with Triple Deluxe. Yeah, because of that, I was just grateful to have one by the time I got to it, which was luckily when a bunch of games went cheap as well. So it meant I got like a stack full of games when I got it relatively quick, as well as some new ones as well. And back we go. I say back, we're still going for the same section. Hey, Waddle-Dee. Can you not give me those? Oh. Man, this is getting itchy again already. Should have taken some stronger antihistamines this morning, but did not think to do that. Would have been sensible. Could have preempted this quite quickly, but yeah, whatever. Yeah, guess what? This time, I'm waiting long enough to see what happens. You're not getting me that easily this time. My screen nuke will get you, I hope. Oh, you're kidding, that's... Could have just given it to me at that point. Okay. Am I most... Oh no, I'm nowhere near recharge. Oh, it won't take that long. Never does. Okay, continuing. Still surprised we're not at the end of the second world yet, I'm guessing. It clearly is a very long one. Compared to the first world, at least. Well, I'm saying that, we're only 14 minutes in. It feels like I've been here ages. You see, Disney had definitely got art cartoons by the time I was being subjected to it, so... minus Phineas and Ferb that you mentioned, I basically didn't watch anyone, so... I have no stake in this conversation. Speaking of stake, I'm going to place a stake into him and tank him again. Goodbye. Oh! Should have expected as much. It's Kirby, there's got to be like... Especially this game. This game has so many boss phases. Also, if you play Return to Dreamland, you're sick through the teeth of these guys. Oh yeah, this is by far like Meta Knight's best attack. It's actually the same with D. His up B is just super OP for some reason. I don't know why. Oh, okay, this keeps going. I've got how this is working now. So yeah, generally that was the play with D, was you want to get as close as possible as the boss, either like within it and just tank a hit, or do some sort of weirdness right next to it like this. And yeah, use your up B, win. Okay, presumably one more, and then we're out of World 2. I have no memory of what this boss is from. This is Rayquaza from from Smash Bros, right? That's all this reminds me of. Is this a Triple Deluxe thing? Actually thinking of it. It's also probably about the same time frame that I would have played that last as well, which, considering it's one of my favourite Kirby games, is the one I played played the longest ago, along with this, effectively. Once again, been intending to do it on like 4 marathons now. One day I will play it on stream. Triple Deluxe, that is. But no, of course, we'll never get Triple Deluxe on Switch. We're only allowed Robot Mecha game because it's everyone's favourite, except mine. There we go. See, once again, no stake in this conversation. Okay, 1/3 roughly done. I'll get some customization that I'm not going to use because if we do end up playing this on 3DS again, I'm just waiting to save at that point. Oh man, if this game does come to Switch, I'm first in line for it. Like, I go on and on about how I prefer Triple Deluxe, but this game is still so good. It's like comparing a 4.5 to a 5 for me, like... Not out of 10, out of 5. It's like both really have their merits. If one didn't exist, then the other would be my favourite, you know. Final boss goes hard. I agree. I just wish there were less phases. I remember when I first played it being like, can this just end? Like, not that bad, but it was like, oh my god, another... What is it? Oh, another one? You know, that sort of thing. Like, Triple Deluxe's boss is like only 1 or 2 phases from what I recall. This one's 4 or 5, isn't it? It's nuts how long the final boss goes on for on this one. Like, I enjoyed it. Oh no, I enjoy all that too. But I enjoyed it. I just remember being like, man, you couldn't have condensed this into less phases, because it's more the fake out part that gets me. I really hate fake out final bosses and stuff. So, you know, I'd much rather it be like, oh, I know what I'm getting into or whatever. Come on, Blocky. Don't block these or whatever, you know. What, can I still guard? Oh, I can guard. I can do guard cheese. Awesome. I always forget that's the thing on these 3DS games, because I rarely have my hands over the L and R buttons unless the game really requires it, like Mario Kart for drifting or whatever. And it's like, oh god, what is it? It's like minus or something on the Wii remote for Return to Dreamland. It's something really silly, so I always forget it's there too, even though it's really optimal for some bosses to just sit there and guard until there's an opening. I know Triple Deluxe in this game, it's basically how you do the true arena, is you just pick, what is it, you pick the archer, and then the archer has a feature where it doesn't get hit at all while parrying, or not parrying, while shielding. You should heal. Which one's here? Why? There we go. These sections are so awkward about stone, especially because... Oh wait, Metal Knight does have a slide, it's just on A rather than B. I always forget what it's on. Yeah, very awkward about stone still. Still, I was playing the original Superstar the other day, and it makes me really appreciative of just how few hits Kirby enemies take now, because, oh my god, some of those enemies in that game, in the original Kirby Superstar, with some abilities genuinely take like 5+ hits. Probably... Oh, the big bear enemies take like 10 hits if you're playing with Beam, which I love Beam. Beam's like arguably my favourite. So I play with Beam, I love Beam, and then I kind of get punished for playing as Beam because no matter what I do, every enemy is super tanky. It makes me appreciative that everything in these games later on, even like Superstar Ultra, goes down in way less hits. It just makes them way more pleasant to play. Especially when you want to play as other abilities and things like that, rather than going, oh, just play as Hammer or whatever, you know, as the meta in some of the games. Now, I know it's definitely Hammer in Superstar. Like, yeah, cool, everything goes down super easy with Hammer, but I actually want to play with something else. I need to put Ultra on the 3DS. Ultra is the other one of the 3 Kirby games I can never decide if I like more. The trilogy... Oh, it was once the duology of Ultra and Triple Deluxe, and now a certain forgotten land has entered it and become a trilogy. But last time I played Ultra, oh, it's incredible. I know it's nostalgia partially, but like I really like that version. The quality of life makes it so much better to play. Anyone lend me £98? No. I'm good. I just spent all my money on RAM because playing Pirate Yakuza, and it's like, even when I closed the game, I was still at 7 out of 8 gig of RAM. I was like, I've been having a lot of start RAM problems recently, especially when I have stuff like Google Docs open, so I was like, I should really sort that. So, that's pretty much what all my money's gone on for, like, the next couple days, so no, not lending you £98. Is that really? Once again, that used to be like 50 only 10 years ago, because I remember passing it up, because I had no interest in Zelda. And same with Paper Mario at the time. Paper Mario 1000 Year Door went to like 100 before the remake. Like 150, I think I saw in some places. Passed it up for 30 quid in 2015. And then I was like, oh, I should get it at 50 quid a couple years later. Didn't. And then, yeah. Star, no star, star. Oh, great. Auto-scroller in there as well. Excellent. Good stuff. Oh, mic ability, that would be great if I had copy abilities right now. Just waggle at that point, honestly true. It's like 5 quid, just put up with motion controls and a mirrored game at that point. I don't know what other differences there are, but I feel like Twilight Princess Wii is not as bad as people make it out, right? Like, it can't be that bad. I think people are just that allergic to motion controls. Like, I get it. I'd rather play a traditional control game too, but like, there can't be that many differences. Surely. I know it's better for speedruns, but even that, I don't know why. Yeah, that's it. Just pace yourself well and don't be unfit, or don't be wildly unfit. Like, I'm saying this. I'm fine with motion controls, and goodness me, like, I'm not exactly the peak of health. I mean, in fact, far from it. So, and I'm saying if you pace yourself well, you're fine. But, you know, obviously there are reasons people couldn't and all that, but it's people who can. Like, come on, it's fine. Yeah, subtle movements for half of these games. Like, people say, you can... What is it, you know, why bother playing Wii Tennis? You can just waggle the remote and it has the same effect. Well, first of all, it doesn't, because there are actually subtle movements you can do in Wii Tennis. But second of all, you can just apply that logic to a lot of games. You know, why bother scoring in the other goal in FIFA? There's one right next to you, and you can always score in it and get the same satisfaction. Yeah, but... I need to get out exercise when the weather's better. I say it every year. One of these years it will happen. I did. COVID. I was like one of 2 people who didn't put on more weight during COVID because I couldn't go and buy food. So it was a win. That's how I used to play World Cup Italia on Mega Drive. See, Larry, you're part of the problem here, clearly. Oh, wrong button. What's his exercise speak up? Real. You see, by leaving the house and walking, which I think the 3 of us having this conversation do, we're already in a significantly better state than some non-grass touches out there, you know? Ooh, let's get that. Just core on goals, just still see the full screen animations. Exactly. What more do you need? It's literally the same game, just with less effort, you know? Why would you want to bother with any of that other stuff? Yeah, well, it's not bad, Jamie. As I say, there's a lot more than most people honestly do half the time in our circles, so can't, you know, anything's better than nothing or something, as I always say to make myself not feel like shit. I'm kidding. How are we doing for this one? I don't really have any metric compared to the last one. I played World Cup Italia once. And was it by any chance because you thought it was too easy? Oh, this game's boring. There's no competition to score on the goal at all. That's it. Oh. Sonic 1, Streets of Rage, Column, Super Monaco GP, and Streets of Rage are all on the same cart. Yeah. At that point, you are justified. And you had Sonic 2, all the more reason. Alright, I am actually going to take, like, a quick 2 minutes. So much so that I'm only going to open the menu and just leave you with the pause music here. 1 sec, sorry about this. Where's my mute button? There it is. See you in a sec. Okay, and we are back. Sorry about that. Should be all good to go for the rest of Planet Robobot, Touch Wood, etc. I just need to full screen the game again, because I always forget to do that. That's not how you do it. That's how you do it. There we go. Yeah, it was good. I just need to stand up, etc. for a sec. Okay. Anyway, we're still in the underwater level, so let's see how this goes. For some reason it became an ice cream factory halfway through, but getting back to the theme. Don't see why they changed the name to Sega Soccer. Nope, me neither. Especially in all markets, I'm guessing. Doesn't really make any sense whatsoever, but you know, you guys do you, I guess. Get that 2p from Americans who like soccer, I guess. Mega Games was PAL only. Even weirder. What on earth was that all about then? What was the goddamn point? Can I even do this as Meta Knight? I can, otherwise they would have removed it, so it makes sense, but I always still get a little baffled by them being there. Oh yeah, 6-pack also exists, forgot about that. Oh yeah, can't get enough of that soccer, Jamie, enough of that sports ball. Oh, sorry, that good old American soccer. Not that proper football stuff. None of that. Am I... Oh, I got eaten, kinda. I don't quite know what the animation was in reference to, but I nearly found out. Where am I going? I hit a switch and, to be honest, it's not gotten any clearer. I'm guessing up, but I don't exactly know how I'm doing that. Oh, right. 3D shenanigans, right. Of course. We made a 3D feature. You will use it. See? I told you we'd use it. Or be made to, even. I'll get some more, even though I literally do not need them. Getting the engines in the foreground, the 3D looks good for the console. I was never like staunchly against 3D as some people were, but I didn't ever turn it on very much. I exclusively turned it on to gawk and then go, right, well, gimmick over. Back to normal gameplay, I guess. I still appreciated that it was there for the most part. I just felt like it... Well, depends. My current main 3DS, which is the Galaxy Edition new 3DS XL, has really crap screens, honestly, which is a shame because I really like the design, but awful screens, and I don't really have any other actual 3DSs that I'd want to actively use because I'm not actively going to daily drive the original version or whatever. I don't have a non-XL new 3DS, and this is my only 3DS XL, as in the base version, right here, the one I'm using to capture this. So hey, tilt controls are still here. Struggle to use 3D, not completely unusable, getting it lined up is difficult. I definitely, of course, struggle way less on new 3DS, but even that I did still find a challenge even with its face tracking, because hey, wearing glasses makes face tracking things not work very well, who knew? Yeah. I think that's just the type of screen most of the time, but then again, you said you have a dual IPS one, don't you, Larry? Do you still have that problem? Because I always just assumed it was my crappy, you know, the worst brand of screen or whatever on my other one causing it, but my ghosting is really bad on that system. Like, even in non-3D, it's really noticeable. Okay, maybe the new 3DS XL is just like that. I know technically the best for image clarity is the original 3DS XL still, because it has... The screen itself has a certain quality and like certain pixel density to it that I think the new 3DS screen, or new 3DS XL screen doesn't do as well, so technically the best image for the XL models is still the original. Yeah, I definitely need more new glasses, but I don't have reading glasses, I have long distance glasses. So, For me, it's actually more of a problem when I'm looking at my Switch, etc. this evening. I really notice that I need new ones, and then I don't go and do anything about it. But stuff like this, I have my eyeballs basically pressed to the screen because of how the screen captured, or how my OBS preview's working on my laptop right now, so I've really got no problems with it. Luckily, work does free eye test. That is brilliant. I think I have free eye tests. I just definitely do not have free prescriptions, good lord no. I think I get them free to a certain point, and then you have to pay if it's above like 60. I believe that's how the government does it for me. Very first game I played on 3DS was Ocarina of Time at Game. I think it might have been Game Station, and damn, I played for it a while on 3D in my eyes. See, what would have been the first I played? I'm pretty sure it would have been Pilot Wings. We were lucky enough to have one of the 10-ish or so test locations that Best Buy did back in 2009, 2010-ish. They literally only lasted in the market for like 2 or 3 years, but because of that, it was a really cool place to go for things like this. So they had 3DS demo units basically the second the 3DS came out, which was super cool. Because otherwise, we saw it a couple times at like trade show kind of things. Because every now and then we would do stuff like that. And I just found it interesting. Yeah, we'd do stuff like that, and there was a couple other places that had demo units, but that was like actively the one place that had multiple, so you could actually spend time on them. I vividly remember playing like a lot of Pilot Wings and Face Raiders, and some of the AR games I think there was access to as well. I think they actually had an AR card set up somewhere. That place was really cool. Obviously didn't last. They pulled out the market in only like 2 years, but hey, because of stores like that, so because of that exact store, I actually got to experience stuff like Sonic Rider Zero Gravity. That was where I bought it, because it was in the bargain bin for some reason, even though it came out and presumably stopped printing well before the store went into business in the UK. But yeah, exited in like 2012, I think was when they went. But good couple of years where like anything interesting was coming out around that time. It was easy to go and check out. Like when the iPad, the very first one came out, they had loads of units there as well. It was a huge store. It was great for checking out things like that. So quite regularly did that because it wasn't too far away. Local game was never very good at getting demo units and things. That was the place you played it. I remember my local game did get a Wii U demo unit, but that only lasted like a year. I remember they got it around the time Lost World came out, and they didn't have the Lost World demo that I know most stores did have, which kind of annoyed me, because, once again, it's the same as the Wii, so I didn't need it. So I missed out on that Sonic game, unfortunately, for many years, but, you know, fortunate, depending on who you ask or whatever, but I like Lost World enough. Right, we'll wait for her to go into our next phase, and then I'll just screen nuke her in a bit. Biggest regret was getting rid of 3D Classic before the price shot up. I did not do that because it was in stock at my local Argos when it came out. They had one copy assigned to my knowledge, the entire city, if not the entire county. And I was the one who bought it. And then I kept it because I knew it would go mental at some point. And I'm glad I did, because it did go mental. And I still have it on the shelf, so I apologise to everyone who's not in a similar position to me. Back when local Argos was still a thing. Sorry, I think you mean local Sainsbury's? Went past one the other day that closed back in like 2022. All the lights were still on. Clearly, whoever pays for it was like, whatever, I'm already paying for the other buildings anyway, so I don't care. The Sainsbury's is only 2 doors down, so in that case it did actually make a lot of sense. But still amused me. Okay, we're halfway already. We're already an hour into the stream. Dear God, I forgot Meta Knightmare Returns was this long. I know, on average, they only lasted about 30 minutes in the old games. King Dedede is only like 40 to 50, so we're in this for like an hour and a half, I guess, so tuck in. You know what? This Argos, but not as much as the Miss Wilco. Funnily enough, but you know what? It's only about 1 door down from it. Oh, local Wilco. Local Wilco opposite the local Greg's, which closed down last week. Fuck's sake. Hey, at least that one became a 1 Beyond. 1 Beyond kind of sucks. In fact, very much sucks, but better than it being empty, I guess. Marginally. 1 Beyond and their weird royalty-free music because they refused to pay for a PRS license. We truly didn't realise what we had. They were the best of times. Oh yeah, Desert World, by the way. Well, I looked at one game I got, Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright, £65. No, Nintendo definitely would not have printed that many copies. If it was just Professor Layton on its own, I think they would have printed more, but... Well, maybe in the West, way more were... sorry, in America, way more were printed, but especially if Nintendo were doing it off their own back. Phoenix Wright, very popular here compared to America, was it? So... Or at least I think, from, you know, other people's experiences and what I've pieced together, so... If that was the case, yeah, kind of makes sense. There wouldn't be many in circulation, I guess, but still a little surprising, all things considered. So hey, these upward-going ones are way easier, thankfully, than not having access to the rock on the ones going down here. Right, what's beyond here? Yep, yep. Oh, Kirby. Kirby. That's a British dub, right? To eat sausage rolls instead of hamburger. Didn't we do this bit the other day? The crossover is Nintendo Europe published games that came out way here before America. Yeah, we also definitely talked about that bit the other day as well. Mistake bakes getting cold. Can we get the trial over with? Can't remember what bits I've done here. It's tough to remember for sure. They were long streams, okay? We went for a lot of material on those streams. We easily went through like 2 months worth of Pokemon streams in 3 days though. Speaking of which, the plan originally, as I kept saying, was to do Pokemon Scarlet DLC next, but honestly thinking about it, as I was before the marathon began, I'm probably just going to leave that till Switch 2 at this point and see what performance boost we get, because, yeah, it won't be incredible, but I think it definitely will hold 60 way better than it does currently, so it's honestly probably just worth waiting for that playthrough. As for what's next, I have ideas if that's not the next one, but not going to go out and say it yet in case I go back on that, because that is also a Switch game, the main one I'm thinking of, but I highly doubt it would get any benefit from Switch 2, because I think it already runs fine on Switch 1, because it's a 3DS port. It's not it's not Kirby Planet Robobot, although that at some point maybe. Another server I'm in is on a big Ace Attorney kick. That is a perfectly valid kick to be on. I'm just going this way. Need to play the official localization of the second game. Oh yeah, that was a thing semi-recently, wasn't it? I need to play them full stop, which I intended to do with the Capcom Fanatical bundle, but honestly there was no good prices on really anything else, particularly that I was interested in putting down 20 for or whatever, so I think I just kind of left it at that point, and I assume it's over, but they did do a couple of key site kind of promotion crossover things, so one of them might have been better than the one I was looking at. Okay. Need to make sure to look elsewhere and stretch my eyes every now and then, because I am very close to the screen because of, once again, playing off the OBS preview, but not only that, I also have to kind of be close to the microphone anyway, so normally it wouldn't matter because I'd be close to the microphone and staring off into the distance, but I'm close to the microphone and looking really close in front of me, so it's really important to actually stretch my eyes, otherwise they will just ache and I'll make my eyesight even worse, which would be impressive. I do admit. I haven't caught the Ace Attorney bug yet, just the Golf one. That Neo Turf Masters bug is very serious. I hope you recover soon. See, I've never got into, like... I mean, Neo Turf Masters I'd probably get into, but any golf game with too much substance is a little bit much for me. I definitely enjoy the simplicity of, like, Wii Sports and Switch Sports Golf quite a lot. And whenever there's, like, a miniature golf game, like, sign me up. I love the miniature golf mode in 51 Worldwide, for example. That's great. I got super into trying to get the lowest par on that for ages. And got to the point where if on 3-hole mode, I could get a hole in 1 on 2 of the 3 pretty consistently. Surprisingly, not really monkey golf all that much. I only really play the party game stuff when I can convince someone else to play it with me, and normally monkey golf is low down the list. Like, oh, we'll get to that if we've got time. I think last time I played it, like 2 weeks ago, I played monkey bowling, because for as decent as Banana Rumble's multiplayer stuff is, I definitely still Galaxy of Darkness. I definitely still, for the most part, prefer Banana Mania's multiplayer stuff over Rumbles, so I always try and convince people into Monkey Golf and Monkey Target, etc., and it normally works nowadays. I've gotten pretty good at convincing people to do it, and they seem to enjoy it for the most part. You know, even if, well, it's better on GameCube, etc., we always have a Switch to hand, so it's easy to hand over a Switch and go, right, well, Monkey Target, etc. Can we just have this over with? Can we just... There we go. I was waiting for you to move into that, and you just kind of never did it. Oh, right, of course. Now, this is slightly less interesting than the way you're actually meant to do that. But, makes sense. I get it. Wait, eh? Eh? There we go. Unfortunately, the battery's not very full, so I'm not sure how much work that's going to do there. I don't need this as such, but I will take a freebie health upgrade. So yeah, Monkey Golf is a very simple golf mode. The couple of times I've played it, I have enjoyed it. I've just never gone out my way to play it much single player. Also, I'm so glad I went out my way for that health pickup. Never mind, I don't need free health pickups. You know what? I've decided. I've got to be careful with some of these, of course. That's where we start getting a bit tricksy. Battery was training faster than the game gear. I wish RetroArch had input configurations like standard emulators. No, you don't. You wish RetroArch was just the most cumbersome, annoying thing to ever exist, right? Because they seem very dead set on never actually making it user-friendly. I mean, it is what it is, but yeah, it's really not nice. If you use the Steam version, you can at least use the Steam input mapper and kind of skip using it for the most part, but also the Steam version's missing so many features. I personally don't really care too much. If there's a thing I really need, I'll just run it on the standalone and then go back to using the Steam version immediately after, but yeah, I can see how a controller like that would be a pain without. Hey, it's Kirby Bot again, or whatever you want to call him. Please slide, thank you. Yep. Right, gotta get desynced, note to self. Slide, thank you. Speaking of sliding, over we go. I kind of like these sections. I'd completely forgotten all about them, but there are a lot of neat little puzzle sections like this in Planet Robobot. For as much as I think I mostly preferred the puzzle solving in Triple Deluxe, there is also a lot of fun ones. I just remember stuff like this getting more repetitive the more and more you went on, especially in especially in the main mode more so, I think. Like on the side mode like this, like whatever, it's over with quickly, but I remember a lot of stages having repeating gimmicks, especially when it happened in the same world. I was like, okay. It's fine because it's fun enough, but like, I've done this like 3 times this world already. See, I know these are 99% these capacitors for decoration, but I always think there's going to be something tricksy to them half the time. Yeah, and also you really would think that, but no, sure don't. I want to start getting retro achievements on the N64 games and thought it'd be nice to do it with the controller. Yeah, it definitely makes sense to go about it that way. I can get that. I feel like the appeal of emulation for a lot of people is, you know, avoiding original controllers, especially in cases like the N64, but I'm also the sort of person where it's like a game-by-game basis. Every now and then I'll definitely want to, you know, whip out the actual thing for whatever reason, especially if it's like Switch Online, definitely unofficial emulation. I'm definitely like, just give me an Xbox controller or whatever, you know. It plays much better with Mario 64 mostly. Oh, depends on the version, I guess. Yeah, there's plenty of games where I definitely want an official controller. I don't like the right stickers replacement for C buttons. Yeah, no, that really doesn't work the same. That's why there's such a market for like third-party N64 controllers now versus a lot of consoles where it's like, well, just use the GameCube controller as an adapter or whatever. Like, I equally get why there's a lot of demand for a good replacement in a lot of people's eyes. I definitely appreciate some of the replacements. I still kind of enjoy the original controller though. I don't mind the original N64 controller. I think its hate is very overstated. Like, don't get me wrong, it's got its issues, but oh my goodness, you'd think like that thing had killed people's families or whatever. Like, oh, you know how some people talk about that thing like it's the spawn of Satan. Like, it's not that bad. Is it the worst 3D controller of the generation? Yes. Is it like the world's worst thing? No. Yeah, GameCube controller adapter works great on Switch and works great with Dolphin, so win-win. Thanks, Nintendo, for actually future-proofing that thing super well. Man, this world is... Well, I should stop saying this, because each world has been like 15 minutes so far, and I always just feel like they drag on, even though they've been going about the same amount of time as the last. It always just feels... Some of them just feel so much longer than others, sometimes. I don't really know how I get past that issue. Just been using the OpenNIC SP. Well, yeah, it was great for most options, but... Sometimes either you do want to play on a console, unless your name is Larry, or other times, you know, you also need more controls than that thing can offer. You don't have to configure any buttons for the GameCube stuff. No, it's great. It's so nice. Sometimes I'm like, can I be bothered to set up my controller? Like, I've got the preset, but I've got to go through a bunch of menus. I'll just plug in my GameCube controller. Oh man, I can actually break those, huh? That's a quick. Here we come. I can't. He's quick, but he might not. He's not that quick. He might be quick, but he's not that quick even. Oh my goodness, this game, this will get saved by the Switch version so much. Like, I never saw how bad some of these areas are. This entire area of the wind has basically been, I'm not going to say slideshow quality, but certainly like 30 FPS or lower, considering when you get into an area like this, it's super smooth. Hey, how my shorthand name for the SP? Won't last, as they're apparently making a 34XX SP with a 3:2 screen ratio for Jeep. Why? OpenNIC, it's been 2 whole minutes. It's time for your new release. I don't even care. Hopefully that kills him. It won't. But I could wish. Oh. I'm pleasantly surprised. My wish paid off. One up, nice. I've not really been using them. I don't actually know if I've used them full stop. Must have died once, right? This one will do 3 times GBA upscaling. GBA doesn't even look that bad in pixel perfect mode anyway, though. It's not. The screen's not that much bigger than whatever times it is right now. Or, you know, whatever screen size it is right now. Is that the Gourmet Race music I heard? Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of... Not only is there a lot of reused music, there's a lot of remixed music in here as well. I don't understand. There feels like there's a lot of it. I don't know if it's just because Meta Knightmare, as I said, I don't remember the base game's OST. Larry might remember better than me as to whether all the Kirby 64 and Epic Yarn stuff and stuff like that as well was frequently reused, but that one was definitely a remix, yeah. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's the right one. But the screen is small enough that shot binder. Yeah, exactly. But even if you just put it on pixel perfect, it's not even that different. See, sometimes once he gets into the next phase, or once the boss gets into the next phase, you do actually get given some of the damage. It is a little forgiving like that sometimes. But right now, it's not going to do that. Thing is, I'm not familiar with most Kirby games. Makes sense. Let's just charge. There we go. Most other Kirby games, yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, I really can't remember. Been what, 8 years since 2017? Doesn't feel right to think about, but it has, so All of this is unstuck. Especially since I don't think I played it that much with the music on, which I know is a travesty. That's just how I played games a lot back then. Nowadays, if I played the game before, I'll play it like that and stick a podcast on, but otherwise, mostly, yeah, of course, listening to the great soundtracks and stuff. I don't know. Why was I such a heathen back then? I don't know. Oh, what a stage. Look at it. Next thing is to look at how to connect the Wii Remote to the PC. It's a pain. I think I bought a compatible Bluetooth adapter. I just went, what's recommended by the wiki or whatever, and then chose one on Amazon from that list. I think you can get generics working, but it's a bit more annoying. From memory, I think the Dolphin bar auto handles that. I'm sure Aluri will probably have more about that, because I think Aluri is the person I know with a Dolphin bar. I only have like a generic USB sensor bar. I don't have a specific one. But I think that's 20 quid wireless and... Oh yeah, there you go, see. I think it's 20 quid wireless and also does the pairing for you. I'm not making this. maybe with MetaQuick. That'd be good. Okay, it wasn't even necessary to finish the stage. Dad made me turn off the Sonic Generations soundtrack. Disown. Name and shame. Keep wheel. Yeah, I've genuinely done that. You kid, but I have done that a couple times when I can't find... Oh, I think it's before I had that bar. Yeah, it has the receiver built in and doesn't need drivers. Perfect. There you go. That's how you do it. I've personally done it the manual way, and you have to use like Zadig or whatever it's called to manually force install some drivers to the Bluetooth adapter, and then it won't work as a Bluetooth adapter for anything else but Dolphin. And it works, but it's clunky. I don't really emulate motion-controlled Wii games that much. I'd much rather... See, I'm back and forth with like GameCube and stuff like that. Sometimes I'll emulate, sometimes I'll play on very hardware, but like Wii is like... half the time the upscaling never looks as like great as I want it to, and sometimes it's just such a hassle emulating the Wii Remote and stuff. Like, well, setting up the Wii Remote and stuff, I'm just like, at that point, I just turn on the console. Yeah, see? There you go. That's my solution to it. Yeah, it works nicely. Can't complain. I thought I was going to hit the time button again. Goodbye, Kibble. Once again, we love asset reuse. Good for non-Wii-like fun stuff too. Oh, I never really thought about that. Or lighters, Jamie. Either works. I have sometimes got desperate if I just need to use the Wii Remote for something really quickly. And I can't like use preloader or whatever to open it with a GameCube controller. Like, sometimes you need to go to the settings menu or whatever for something. I have got desperate and pointed my Wii Remote out the window, and it kind of works enough. There's enough UV light in the sky if you just directly point it out the window to where you can get to the menu you need to be in or whatever. Like, it works. I wouldn't recommend it for the actual game, but it's fine. Can you use 4 candles? Leave. You're even dividing the British people on this joke. I feel like half of them aren't getting it, let alone the Americans lurking right now, you know? The sun. There, you wouldn't have any issue getting a, you wouldn't have any issue with a sensor bar there, would you? You'd never need one again if you're on the surface of the sun. Just point the Wii Remote in front of you. Admittedly, it would have disintegrated long before reaching the surface, you know, but this is a hypothetical. That's a problem for someone else, not me. I'm not a scientist. I'm not one of these nuts. Let's do a hill real quick. I should have done it before then, but I always think sometimes they're going to heal me and they don't. See, you say that, Aluri, but how many people my age or older, you know, even in your category as well as mine, that's not that far off, but you get what I mean. How many people are understanding that? I feel like it's a small margin, right? I hate to break it to you, but your upbringing was clearly atypical of the standard Brit. or the standard Brit of a certain age, anyway. It was typical of someone from the 1970s by the sounds of it, if we're all familiar with Ronnie Barker. Oh, I can do that! I didn't know. Awesome. That made that so much quicker. Can I get these guys? I never thought to try that. I can! Oh, once again! If only I'd thought of this earlier. Oh darn. Gold was the most watched channel in our house. As I said, a bit of a boomerang channel, never as much gold. Occasionally, but not too much. Yeah, it tracks. Makes sense. Oh, I've lost out on my 1-up. Boo, I only have 20 of them. Oh. Love the casino stages. I know I already mentioned it, but it still rings true, okay? I mean, Jamie, they've renamed those channels more times than I've had hot dinners, so that doesn't narrow it down a lot. Currently watching Rising Damp. What? Have you got some sort of... Nope. I gotta finish it. I started it. Some sort of infection going on in the house. Really should check the mold out. Yeah, you should deal with these things before they become an issue, you know. I'll split the room on that one, clearly. I say split the room. No one likes it. It's a shit joke. No one's on board. Once again, the patter's low after 3 days of 9 hours, roughly. Of the 2 of them were 9 hours. One of them was 6. Well, that's long enough for me. And 2 of those days contained me playing Team Sonic Racing, so make of that what you will. I like how it only takes 1 hit. There's some weird... Bearing in mind, I feel like if you, you know, if you knocked against it with your knuckles or whatever, like a standard 8-ball or whatever, or standard, you know, pool ball, like, that's cracking your knuckles already as it is. Like, one of these, Meta Knight's thin metal sword can break through them in 1 hit. Like, yeah, man, okay. Only Frozen Horse next. What happened to the rest of it? Oh, I can actually just do this. What a nicety. Imagine if we had this the entire time. Admittedly, it probably actually didn't save that much time over Metaquick, but thought that counts. I like the options, okay. You know, this would be threatening if we weren't playing as a character with mostly infinite fluttering, and this was based on a stage for a playable character who can also infinitely flutter. It doesn't feel like that threatening of a time. Door, no door, wasn't it? That didn't... Okay, I'm just going through one. I don't care if it's wrong. It gets us through the puzzle quicker, I think. Yeah. Oh no, what a shame. That was a reality show. I think it was a reality show, and it was called Only Fools on Horses. Yeah, back when there was a lot of hours of television to fill, and they needed to put something on. Don't get me wrong, still plenty of time now, but they mostly just cut to news, so mostly sort of situations like those of needing to put anything and everything on. Also, yeah, recession is why there was only 1 horse. Fair enough, Larry. A lot of shit going on right now, you know. Second horse got taken away. It's so sad. The woke agenda yet again back at it. You hate to see it. Alright, can we be at the end of the level yet? No, we're only 7 minutes in. God, we're only like halfway there, aren't we? Got Paramount Plus, and a lot of the time the show that appears first on the homepage is Geordie Shore of all things. It appears first thing on my TV as well. It's one of the things they really love pushing on Google right now, actually, on Android TV. because you can pay for the advertising space on the home screen. You cannot get rid of it. I'm sure you can with custom ROMs and stuff, but I mean, to be fair, it was only a 200 quid TV, so I shouldn't complain too much about thinking about doing that, but it still scares me a little bit, okay? I mean, I think it's been 2 years. The warranty on that thing's gone anyway. Remember when it was really bad that the character was stuck in a hole? No, that's still true. Surely reality TV was way more of a thing before that, did Jamie? Like, or definitely was, you know what I mean? But like that style of reality TV more so. Surely that doesn't exclusively date back to that. Like, there's more to blame than just... Like, don't get me wrong, entirely mostly to blame for the popularization, but yeah, scripted reality more so. It's pretty much entirely to blame for. What a phrase that is so common in our lexicon that we invented a complete oxymoron to describe it. Scripted reality. Two of those things cannot be true at the same time, and yeah, it is actually true. Hey, bonkers. Don't mind me. I'm just chilling. Can you come somewhere I can actually hit you? Thank you. There we go. And this section as well, this is big lag. I'm guessing because it's having to load so much stuff like a lot quicker than it normally would because of... I'm guessing because of the screen transition stuff? I guess Towie gave people from Essex a bit of people were good or bad. Don't get me wrong, it would have been earned, but... No, I don't remember that actually, Aluri. That's the thing. When shows didn't have to explain what they were doing out loud to the audience because they might not paying attention, right? TV used to be made like that? Sorry, TV, what is this? Is that like a Netflix show? Season 2? What? I beg your pardon. Okay, speaking of which, the news didn't really reach any of the Sega communities yet, but I mean, Alori probably will have seen it, but how's everyone feeling about Nagoshi Studios having one game and then closing? And even that one rushed game. Thanks, NetEase. I mean, our expectations were low, but what was the thing the Netflix exec said viewers might be doing? They might be making pasta or something like that, wasn't it? It was some sort of complex, not very complex meal. They might not be paying attention. That is what I was directly referencing. Nagoshi Studios done already. Yeah, Tencent's completely pulling out of Japanese game development, along with firing all the Marvel Rivals team. So, even though they spent a load of money on Nagoshi Studio, yeah, it's one game. They're giving a little bit of grace period to wrap, but otherwise it gets no more money and no extra time after that, and will have no marketing budget whatsoever. Zero marketing budget. It will be out and that's it, and then they won't be renewing it for any future games. So, well done. Great use of money, that. But then again, these companies just throw around money like it's going out of fashion, so hardly surprising. But still, really weird. It's like they acquired too much. I know, right? It's almost like this wasn't this wasn't sustainable, like everyone said years before these things happened. What does that mean for Platinum? Dying, hopefully. Fingers crossed. They've already bled all their talent anyway. No one's really mentioned what's happening to Platinum. No, I can't think of times that's happened before, Alari, or warning signs that were there years before all these companies came in and started doing it again, you know. So anyway, when's Epic's next round of cuts? Can't wait to see that. Oh my goodness, that was bad. I should just pay for the screen, Yuka. I don't know why I'm not doing that. Then again, this isn't even a full boss, this is a mini boss. I think it's not a full boss, I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure this is not going to be an end-of-level boss. Kamiya's got a new... literally everyone there has a new studio, Jamie. Even the ones who didn't go to Capcom have a new studio. Like, there was a list the other day that I think Kamiya himself put on YouTube that was like half of the creative team. Bayonetta Origins director left. A couple others left. That Hope Slim, Larry, that hope left town many years ago. What do you mean slim? You know, like, basically all the key creative talent that was there left, so that studio's bit getting put out of its misery real soon. They even, whatever the new project of the game they've been working on for years was taken off their website, so yeah, not looking too good for them. I don't know if that's actually been directly confirmed yet or not, though. I don't know if they had a majority there, but they definitely obviously had a majority in Nagoshi, so... Oh, I don't have enough for a screen nuke, that's bad. No, but I think that was also, you know, the point. Oh god. I'm not liking the implications of this. Yeah, for as much as, I mean, Alari's probably already seen this, for as much as I like Yakuza and Daytona and Monkey Ball, I actually don't think Nagoshi's the most likeable of human beings. Maybe he was once upon a time, but those days are long gone, so it was curious to see what the studio put out, but I knew it would be a little bit mirror wanky whenever it did come out, to be honest, so I'm curious to see what it is, but oh well. I'm not going to cry myself to sleep, there's not any more, but it'd be interesting to see what he does going forward. There we go. Poked his arse, he's done. That's clearly not it, yeah. There we go. D&D. Dungeons and Dragons and what exactly? Yeah, that's very true. I'm sure we'll see more stuff from Kamiya going forward as well. I also don't think Kamiya is exactly the most likeable of human beings, but hey, everyone else at the studio seems very happy that they get to work on Okami as well, so... I wasn't exactly crying when he left Platinum, but hey, everyone seems happy that Okami 2 is happening and stuff like that, and he makes good games for as much of a tit of a human being as he is sometimes, so... Yeah. Oh, I'm just gonna nightmare this. I should leave some money for a heal, but points or blobs, or whatever you want to call it. I'll take going into the next phase. And I hate it when I barely miss on those upwards thrusts there, because they do so much more damage. See? So I'll hit tank all of them that I can get. Also 22 lives. And not, considering we got one more world, I don't think they're coming in much handy. And I'm sorry to break it to them, maybe one or two of them will be used. Also, there you go, Jamie, it was D. There was the funny. We've identified the funny. Okay. One more to go. And then it's Star Allies time, or more like 5 to 10 minutes of setup before Star Allies time. Okay, let's get our full heal here, and last world here we come. Oh, looking forward to getting Star Allies, because as I said a million times, because of how I'm holding the DS, my thumb is cramping up quite a bit on the D-pad. I'm not using the circle pad for for a 2D game on 2DS ever. It is... I don't mind using a control stick sometimes for 2D games on console or whatever, but it's not great on 3DS. The lack of any definitive direction in particular really hampers it, and especially because most console games have compensation for weird angles, whereas 3DS is like, oh, if you want down, you have to hold exactly down, otherwise like half the range of motion is left or right or something, you know. It's not very generous in that regard. It'd be nice if it was almost kind of for some 2D stuff. It's like a four-way joystick or whatever, you know, like an arcade joystick. It'd be nice if that was how it handled it, but it does not. Let's get a meta quick in here. So I know the way you're meant to play this is just refresh meta quick, like ASAP every time you can, but I just honestly forget to do it. That's why we're probably taking way longer than we need to anyway, in other words. That's my excuse here. Whoa, that was dicey. Especially when I need to actually stop and hit some of these enemies to have a chance at getting more points for the meta quicks. But we do what we can do. biggest gripe with the 3DS is that the circle pad is imprecise for 2D and the D-pad position isn't the most comfortable. Yep, once again, in that case, 2DS stays winning. Love the chunky 2DS. I mean, the most ideal capture card solution for me would be obviously like a new 3DS, because I could do new 3DS games way easier, but a good second place. I really like the 3DS XL, so I'm not complaining or anything like that, but definitely would get a huge deal more comfort from having a 2DS one, which I know some people with them, but unfortunately mine was a UK seller who got the boards from Japan or wherever, so they were only really willing to do XL installs, which is fine, but definitely would have liked the option of getting a 2DS one, because long sessions like this would be amazing on the 2DS. It's so much more ergonomic. To me personally, I know everyone's like, oh, I have big hands, I have big gorilla hands, and it's really uncomfortable, but like, nah, that brick, that slab does wonders for my hands, it's great. Pick that all the time as an option. I should probably just move to it as my standard option at this point, because I have one that I pretty much exclusively use for Kirby stuff. Not Kirby, sorry, Pokemon stuff. Just move back to it being my standard DS, I guess. 2DS feels great for big hands. Can't relate, but if you say so. So yeah, we're looking forward to every mini boss being even more hit spongy than they already were, because I'm sure there's more to grip. I'm not continuing this conversation, even if it's fine. Something about it feels wrong. Yeah, I know, you're going to explode. I just stand on the left side of the screen and win. To make this take way longer than it needs to. Hey. For a change, I am not being a little freaky. It does make a nice change for sure. Is there something up here? Yes, I knew it. This is Kirby. Of course, there's a little sneaky one every now and then, and I'm sure they would have loved to put something behind that pillar as well, had it not been so obscured. When the screen doesn't lock properly, I'm like, right, Kirby, what do you have up your sleeve today? Owl Labs is... Oh yeah, Owl Labs is 45 years old today. I did see that. I was like, I should have made a... Oh, I'm now thinking I should have made a bigger deal of that, and yet that just didn't register in my mind. The 2 and 2 of I am streaming 2 Kirby games, and Owl Labs has a big birthday today just kind of didn't actually appear to me in my brain. You can imagine the level designers chuckling to themselves. Oh yeah, this one will really stump them, won't it? Meta quick. Keep forgetting. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. All this geometry, poor 3DS. You're hanging in there, I know. I'm taking damage at this point. We joke with these games a lot, but they really are. There's such a great sense of exploration in these 3DS Kirby games. I know everyone... See, I've heard the complaint that they're just new Super Mario Bros. Because they're all the same. They like creativity because they're all the same game, but like, nah. Nah, they might all be very similar, but... cap. There you are, that's what this is. But yeah, they all reuse the same engine, they all look very similar, but they all have different gimmicks. I'd argue, well, Star Allies and Return to Dreamland are the same game, just one of them's worse than the other, but these two are so different from those two, but I think that's being really unfair to lumping them in the same category. Oop. Yeah, same as New Super Mario Bros., but the only difference is one tiny power-up that is optional and only appears like 5% of the time, or an entire game-defining gimmick that changes the level design and influences how puzzles are made, etc. Like, there's so much difference between them. Like, don't get me wrong, they are very similar, but you know, you could list a bunch of stuff different as well. Two big names got to Japan. Yeah, Sakurai and Satoru Iwata. Wonder what Sakurai is next for us. It's a Switch 2 game. We all know it's a Switch 2 game. He's actually surprised, but we all know it's a Switch 2 game. Now, everyone's going to assume it's Smash. It's not Smash. Realistically, it'd be nice to be wrong about that, but also be nice to have him do something different that isn't Smash for 2 minutes. As much as I do enjoy the games, as you can probably guess, I also think I like Sakurai trying other things, and every time that happens, it's actually pretty fun. Is it a Switch 2 game or an multiplayer? We don't know, but everyone's making the assumption it's a Switch 2 game, which isn't a bad assumption. Nintendo would definitely want to nab an exclusive like that, even if it wasn't initially being developed with that in mind. Nintendo's been going out of their way to buy a couple exclusives here and there to keep up with Sony and Microsoft, because why make them when you can buy them? So they've been doing that to at least keep the pace a little bit. I mean, Monkey Ball being the clear example. There's no way that was on Switch just because. I know it was the strongest sale data, but there's still no way that's why it's Switch exclusive. Revive something again, or just make something unique, you know? Meteos. Meteos is a pretty meaty game. You know, my point being there is that was a unique concept, admittedly also shared with the legend Tetsuya Mizuguchi, but yeah. Never played it. I've not played much of it. Not even enough to really be able to speak on this, but I know people really like it. I've got both. I got access to both of them now, thankfully, so both the Disney and the standard one. Oh, and there was one on Xbox Live that I also got before that shut down, so I think the Xbox Live one, no, I don't think it's backwards compatible. I think I'm confusing it with something else. Sony Microsoft buy studios or Nintendo buys games. No, both of those buy games as well. Silent Hill 2 Remake, Resident Evil 4 Remake, I think of some. I mean, the Sonic Racing demo is clearly not only on PS5 just for the fun of it. I remember seeing it in the little booklets they used to put in game cases. They did that. What are you going to tell me next? They used to put reflective rings in those cases too? Eh? Cases? You mean the thing they put those tasty Switch treats in? Yeah, it is now, Jamie, but it wasn't to begin with, and it was a timed exclusive for like 6 months. Oh, I think it wasn't as long as 6 months. Oh, Final Fantasy. Literally every Final Fantasy as well. The Disney version was on the back of the Disney Friends manual. See, the Disney version, unsurprisingly, is cheaper, but I think it's one of those cases where we're talking about, you know, CX prices and old game prices where the original Meteos was actually quite expensive until recently. I think it recently just tanked for some reason, so I think I got mine for like less than £5 when it used to be like 20 or something, so, you know, always worth keeping an eye on those games that just never budge, because sometimes they actually do. Yeah, that's the case. They tend to buy timed exclusivity. None of them buy full-out exclusivity. That's too expensive. I mean, Nintendo... Oh, what was it? The Fancy Life, one of them, was Switch exclusive and didn't come out before the exclusivity agreement ended. So Nintendo just didn't renew it. So it's now coming out on everything, even though it was meant to be a Switch exclusive. I know Final Fantasy VII Remake could have had that happen. But Sony actually renewed the exclusivity before it released because it got delayed so many times that that it would have released and only had like 2 months exclusive to PS4 or whatever, so Sony actually did pay to renew that one. But yeah, Nintendo did not choose, in the case of Fantasy Life, to actually pay outright for that one, and it shows. Because it is now coming to all consoles, even though it was advertised as a Switch exclusive and it's not even out yet. So, Daemon X Machina, they did grab a timed exclusivity. I honestly forgot that came to PC, but you know, you're right. I mean, the funniest thing is that game's biggest claim to fame is the Hori Split Pad Pro. It's more famous for that than it is for Daemon X Machina, which is incredibly embarrassing for all parties involved. But hey. I do. Yes, they did make a huge deal out of that when that happened, didn't they? Oh, the stinky gas. Oh. Okay, so far so good. Don't worry, Jamie, everyone forgot about that game. Like Zombie U, it got a random Steam release and nothing. Oh, and Devil's Third. Devil's Third, Damon Mackinett, and Zombie U all had the same treatment of just getting random Steam ports out of nowhere one day after being Nintendo exclusives. Wait, it was on? Oh, I didn't actually know it was on EGS. I'm guessing it was free at some point and I completely missed that. Okay, yeah, I would have grabbed that had I known. I don't pay very much attention to them. I think the last one I grabbed was Castlevania back in like November or whatever. I had to be really interested in it to bother. Whoops. Forgot to do that. Off we go. Where are we off to now? I'm guessing to a safe point. Yeah, no, this is a level. I remember. Oh hey, it was Tetris. That is not a Tetramino. Oh, shoot. Right, when he respawns, spam Y to get some health back. Ah yes, because I brought Castlevania in October. Oh yeah, I remember telling you and you're like, I own it. Oh, right, okay. See, whereas I don't have much interest in Castlevania, so I was like, oh boy, free ROMs. I don't know how much I'm going to play the collection, but if I ever get round to them, then hey, free ROMs for the handhelds. Oh yeah, Devil's Third was online only. I forgot all about that. As in the Steam version, in case you didn't read the comment. Yeah, let's keep going. What devious tricks do you have awaiting me today, Kirby? Oh, we're being this sort of devious today. Oh, bugger. Well, there it is. Goodbye, Deathless. I can back out at any time I want, but I'm committing to this at this point. Well, it's like it never even happened, but still. Yeah, for some reason it just ate my dashing, but which was a pain. Because this is really tight timing-wise, so having it not do that is basically life and death. Sometimes you do go through those optional doors and it does actually give you a bit of a shortcut, so I never mind going out my way for them a little bit too much. Not always the case, but sometimes it is like that. Yeah, the game does that. Oh, it sure does. Kirby games are just like that, especially, well, this engine of Kirby game in particular. They do love a little eating input every now and then. Just as a treat, a yummy little snack, if you will. Oh, I can't go down there. The killer Tetris blocks. As I said, they're not all Tetraminos, but I misread that and I thought it was only one block was going to be active. Especially on the circle pad. Why I'm not bothering. But the D-pad placement is uncomfortable, you're not wrong. But I mean, I get it, they didn't have any other option, but they did have that prototype where you could swap them, didn't they? Back in the days when Nintendo actually showed off their prototypes, if you can remember such an era. I know it feels like centuries ago, but we once lived in a what to ask age, and it was a great time. Imagine not being, like, completely starved and, you know, mistreated as a Nintendo fan, and for your errors of your ways, you will now go to prison. Thank you for enjoying the games. Quick, as in activate meta quick. Let me up. I don't think I will be getting let up anytime soon. I can't imagine that. I mean, I don't think they are desperate. I think it's just that PS4 era hubris of you know, a certain other company. Funnily enough, a company that released the PS4 that was like that. Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, the interview just came out the other day with Shuhei Yoshida. I was going to get forced out of the company unless I took on the indie role, which is lucky because I felt really passionate about it, but it was that or get forced out of a company that I was there the entire time for, just like the guy who forced me out of it. So, you know, it was lucky that he kind of enjoyed the work and was passionate about the work. I think in the same interview he said the point of how I wanted to run it was I wanted to make my job meaningless. Because Sony would be so good at interfacing with developers that they wouldn't need someone to do that for them. So, in a way, You know, kind of got the end goal out of it, but yep, still sucks. They're gonna do what they gotta do. Can I just continue going in the background? Surely the game punishes me for this, right? At some point or the other? Yeah, I just can't get through the door. Should've. I was gonna say should have meta-quicked a long time ago, but I will. Oh, finally. That's how you do that section. Spam, spam, spam! I'm going. I don't care what I've missed out on. I'm just leaving at this point. Alright. I think it's going to be the big one. Hopefully. Pokemon Presents on Thursday, indeed. I mean, we're pretty much guaranteed to be seeing ZA news at this point. Especially when, well, according to leaked release dates, they're aiming for like April, May-ish time. So we've pretty much got to see footage at this point. So Gen 6 easily got the most untapped potential. So, Jamie, you say we need to see more ZA. We literally haven't seen any ZA, to my knowledge. I don't even think unofficially we've seen it. Supposedly the hackers had the source code, but chose to not get sued / killed and didn't release it. You could say that, hilarious. Here we go. I think it's time. I think it's endgame time, people. Boss rush, if you will. Alright, there's one. It's not Pokemon Z, but I'll take it. Well, no, it's Z and A. It's the price of 2 for 1. What do you mean? You're getting double the value. Or Pokemon Z to A. So, you know, Z going backwards all the way to A. That's a lot of games. Curious how they'll make it work all in one location of Kalos. 26, yeah, that's a lot of games. And the Pokemon Z you were looking for in there as well. At that point, what's to lose? Lumiose is a big city. Yeah, I get the feeling a lot of it will probably be Lumiose, won't it? Isn't it all No, but Lumiose is quite a lot. It's certainly the biggest open area in the game. Or at least from memory. Oh yeah, I kind of forgot about that. It's been so long since they announced. I mean, it's been a year since they announced it, so I kind of just forgot the finer details. Obviously in the game is a representation of the towns and cities, not the full-size things. Yeah, that too. So ready for a Switch Pro controller or something. Maybe I'll treat myself and whip out my Classic controller adapter so I can use my Wii Classic controller, because oh, that'd be so comfy. Actually, I think I'm gonna do that. How are the other guys that have way more health than this gonna work is what I'm concerned about. Love the look of subplot in Lumiose. Looking forward to revisiting Lumiose. It's one of the better looker post games, honestly. For as much as everyone says Pokemon X and Y doesn't have a post game, it's better than some of the games I played. Better than Platinum's post game, minus, you know, everyone loves Battle, Frontiers, Facilities, etc. But I personally don't care. So in terms of story post games, it's one of the better ones. But of course, no one mentions that. Right, okay. So, World 4's boss, I'm guessing that's it. Yeah, that works now that you mention it. Cool. So wait, are we just stopping at the third mid-boss? The others are so big that we're just not bothering? Or is this just a really tiny area before the fourth one or something? I love how you only got a bit as you revisited the city. It makes it feel like things were happening when you weren't there. Yeah, that's a really nice feature of it for sure. Ooh. Okay, I'm guessing that was just a little free area before the mini boss. Right. No, okay. We're just rerunning through old areas before then. Eh, I can live without him, honestly. Sorry. Sorry, Yeti guy. Kind of the first seeds of what we get now with the DLC. Yeah, for sure. What if ZA set off for X and Y, or is it another prequel like Arceus? I don't think we officially know. I'm sure there's details out there, but I can't recall. Yeah, I don't think they've officially stated really anything about it, except, as you say, it's mainly, at least in Lumiose. I do remember that, or at least that was what was mainly shown in the trailers. That's about all I remember, because it's been a year. Whoa. I'm just swimming, like, I'm literally just speeding to the end at this point. I could stop and interact with all this stuff, or I could just meta quick, and I've been choosing the meta quick until I can no longer meta quick. Game I am yet to get to. Ugh. World 4. We really are just doing this world by world. Works by me, I guess. I'll keep going. Oh? We really need to start interacting with enemies now to get some of this stuff back. Let's take a timeout here to get some orbs back. Oh, okay, perfect timeout, because it's the auto-scroller part. Yay! That's really dumb to go for that, but I made it. So I lived to tell the tale, but could never have done it in the first place. Cool. Not getting as many as I'd kind of like right now, but it is endgame, so it makes sense they'd not want me to be like ultra stocked up for the final boss or whatever, but I'd still like to be stocked up. Would be nice. You can't deny that. Whatever. Just keep forgetting Gen 7 exists. I've not played Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, but of the ones I have played, it personally is the least memorable, minus the end game. The third act's really good, but I don't really remember much of the stuff in between. We'll do it. I'm just here tanking this. I've got enough to just do health recoveries and nothing else at this point, basically. Cool. Especially once that happens. This is the game very clearly signaling to me that some big stuff's about to happen if it's giving me all those orbs, I'm guessing. Yep, more boss. Poor game. That switch port will, like I said, do wonders to... I mean, I wonder what they'll do with the art style. I wonder if they'll similarly cell shade it slash whatever you'd call that style with the thick outlines or whatever. I don't think it's quite cell shading. I don't think that's accurate. But I wonder if they'll go in that direction with it again, or if they'll try and make it a bit more faithful to the original, because I like both art styles. I don't know about equally. I think I'd probably prefer it just an HD Return to Dreamland rather than the outline stuff. If we're getting it, very likely, according to the people saying it have a lot of credit to it, seemingly, so we'll wait and see. But it's the sort of thing, it's the sort of patter where it's a in-between game that you can just stick on Switch 1 easily enough that Switch 2 people will buy. Otherwise, if Switch 2's end of the year, people will buy it while they hold out. It's like, they really looked at the other stages and we're making this one double, aren't we? Like, this will easily... If I hadn't run through that, I'm guessing it would have hit 30 minutes. I'm guessing we'll probably end just somewhere under it, just to spite me. So I'm not even bothering interacting with it, because I'm pretty sure it's going to auto-scroll. Unless they did it, once again, just to spite me. Do you know what, actually, this one isn't going to auto-scroll. You actually have to hit this one. Because it's a harder version, so you've got to auto-scroll then. Oh, sorry, you've got to actually hit him, as opposed to relying on the screen. Because it's the end of the game, silly. Bothering, like, attempting to screen nuke him or whatever. I am just getting in hits anyway because I'm bored. Goodbye. Alright, come on. Final boss, please. This is a long load. I might be getting my wish here. I'm not. Or what if? Hear me out here. What if I was? Okay, let's go. I've fully stopped. Here we go. No idea how this works versus the normal version. I don't know how many of the phases you actually get here, or if it's completely different, or what exactly goes on. Oh, this much is true, okay. I'm not gonna bother. There's gonna be like so many stop starts that even bothering to hit the screen button, it would be a complete waste of power. Maybe the other one less so, but this, yeah, see, it's gonna be so stop start with how much I can hit him that it's just not worth the effort. Is it going to do more damage to take these guys out rather than him? Yeah. Okay. Well, eventually, once they're out the way. I forgot he had sound bites. Goodbye. Hopefully the 2 more phases, and then Susie, and then everything out. Oh, no, this is instead of Susie, I'm thinking. I think you do fight Susie in a very similar way, so maybe you do just fight the President as Meta Knight only. So I know she has a mech like this, I think. Free money. Come on, man, I at least stop and pick it up. Come on, you've been scrounging for money on the floor all day now. Admittedly, that was M rather than dollar bills. I don't know what use that what use the dollar bill currency has. Maybe there's some epic Kirby lore that I missed as per usual. Mr. Krabs would love that. Can't spend that in Bikini Bottom, can you? Oh, right, okay. That probably would have been a good time to use the screen here, but once again, I should probably save my health. Crabs could open Krusty Krab 3? True. Please don't go back in. I just want this to be over with. We all know it isn't though, because he's suddenly taking way less damage for no real reason. Wait, I didn't realise they were so low quality because they were playing over music. What is up with his Street Fighter 2 sound effects? Right, is that it? Do I skip all of the circle pad shenanigans with Meta Knight? Seems it. Maybe doesn't seem it. Loading. You must be the new admin. Yes, you possess incredible power. Okay. As a new admin, you must supply your credentials to the strongest warriors of this planet. Executing Sword Master EXE. Never mind. Uh-oh. Like Sonic EXE, banned. You're all banned, a lot of you. Right, unfortunately, this guy doesn't know to spam up B on me, so he's no match for me. He can't be a clone of me, surely. He doesn't know the epic cheese. Has this guy even hit a down B once in his life? Sit still, goodness gracious me. I can't remember what this is fan service for, honestly, that's why I've not mentioned it yet. Could pay for the screen nuke. It does feel a little... Oh, of course, yeah. Could pay for the screen nuke, but it would be a waste of money as always. Oh. Why does he cry blood at you? Because it's Kirby. He's got to be epic and threatening because he's the secret final boss. Is Kirby lore actually really epic and and mysterious and foreboding or something? Come on, come on. We do a little gaming every now and then. Oh, when? Just you wait. Impressive. That may have been a bit too easy for you, admin. Oh, it really is Kirby Planet Robobot. There is 7 final bosses. Next up is the one whose swordplay is like a beautiful dance. Let us bring back the most powerful queen from the void. Experience her royal presence and unparalleled fighting skills. She will be a fitting test for you. The fact that it says next implies that there's a third one at least. Oh, hey, I remember that game. That was the last game. Once again, you must remember that this is a 3DS game, so we will incorporate 3D sections into these boss fights, even if they are old characters. It is of grave importance for you to remember the console this released on. hate myself. See, God cheese. I've just not done it because I've been too busy hit tanking everything, but God cheese always works. Wait, you can do that? I didn't pay attention. How did I do it? There we go. Really? Come on. Oh, that was so close. God. You are mighty indeed. Now for the final test. This was prohibited by the previous admin, but needs must. Preparing to boot the space-time transport program. The STP. Let us bring back a legendary swordsman from a forgotten time. Is it Galactonite? Not Galactonite, that's too early. Wait, no, it is Galactonite. You may end up destroying a nearby planet or two, but such is night. Such is life. Morphonite's the one I'm thinking of. Morphonite's new games. The benefits of this final battle outweigh the collateral damage. Prepare yourself. Come on, show me the money shot. Executing space-time transport. Extra-dimensional road booting. 3, 2, 1. Begin. Money shot. Come on, we all know it's happening. There he is. Yep. I didn't even remember that, I just guessed. Oh, right, heal now. Unfortunately, I just can't really... He doesn't sit still, so I've kind of got to actually do a multitude of moves. Imagine, what a concept. Alright, phase 1. Come on. Now he's going to start doing business, surely. Yeah, you didn't expect that, did you? Nice try. Oh, I have no idea. I'm not a Kirby lore expert. I barely know what's going on in these games half the time. People tell me how epic and serious it is, but clearly I've never seen it or read between the lines on any of it. Media studies did not do me any good here. Half the time I'm like, yeah, you know, Planet Destroyer or whatever. I don't think any deeper about it than that. Yep. I don't think he's sealed. I think he's going to break that seal, surely. Didn't pay much attention to Of Mice and Men, clearly. Goodbye. So long. Thanks for all the fish. Yeah, something like that. There you go. Bit longer than the 40 minutes that I estimated that to be. So much so that, sure enough, true one-man fashion, I think I'm going to split this across 2 days, actually. So, I don't know if I'll do it tomorrow. I'm not sure about tomorrow, because obviously I'll be doing Sonic Racing Crossworlds. So maybe I'll do it Sunday instead. I hadn't thought too heavily about this, to be completely honest with you, because I really didn't remember this being that long. But goes to show what I know, clearly, because that was nearly 2 hours, and I'm sure everyone's about ready for bed, let alone another 2 hours, so... We'll come back to Kirby Star Allies another day. Hopefully everyone will be a bit fresher rather than falling asleep halfway through or something, so... there you go, that was Meta Knightmare Returns, a really fun little mode. I'm glad I played that. Yeah, it did localise all the stickers. Let's get my clear time, something a certain previous owner could never do. Yeah, exactly, Jamie. Like, I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I'll be going till 2 AM anyway. Like, I might as well split it over another day. Do I get credits? What is this? Play some Tomb Raider and go to bed. As we all do to settle down in the evening. Oh, I do get a little credit sequence. Well, I'll sit through them then. I mean, the credit scroll doesn't quite work like they wanted to, because you know that my 3DS configuration is not quite as expected, but hey, hey-ho. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with that. I just, at some points, was a bit desperate for it to be over, because I was like, oh, I'm really running bad on time here. No, it's just long. So, makes sense. But yeah, I'll come back to this thought. I'll get back to Star Allies another day, so... Well, never complete the Lost Revelations, maybe this playthrough will be the one. Maybe. 7th time's the charm, surely, at this point, right? Right? I thought there was a little sequence. This is cute. Oh, okay. I was wondering if Meta Knight was sat still because I was meant to be moving. Interactive credits, my detested. So I assume it's about as long as the real sequence, so might be in this for the long haul. Always finish at the same level. Always finish at the same level as difficulty really jumps. Oh, okay, it's one of those ones. You just go, nah, I'm good. Definitely got many a game like that, so I get it. I've really run out of things to say. It's midnight. Like, it's been a long day. I've only been streaming for like 2 hours, but I've been doing stuff for like 5, 6. Been preparing picnics and stuff for a good chunk of the day as well. So definitely a little bit out of it here. So apologies for not the greatest chat to end off the stream, but you know, hope you all had fun regardless. And day 1 of 3 of what is now my new Game Blast weekend here. So. Like I mentioned, tomorrow at 7 PM, that's UK time, that's 2 PM Eastern, I'll be live doing some Sonic Racing Crossworlds as part of the... I read that's Michael Jackson. No, Michael Jacobson. Very different guy. So, yeah, I'll be live playing that as part of our Game Blast weekend here on Radio Sega. I'm sure many of you don't have access to a PS5 or didn't get in or whatever have you, so I'd like to provide some gameplay footage for all those people, so they can ask away questions, and just otherwise if you do have it, they can join in as well. I've realised I'm making the capture card click, sorry about that, that's my... one of the cables on here, because I have a... Really boring, I have a ground loop isolator hooked up to the 3DS, because otherwise it makes a hum noise because of both the capture card wire and the charger. Add like a mains noise to it, so I have to hook that up. So because of that, there's technically 2 audio cables coming out of this, and one of them's really loose, so that's what caused that. So apologies about the ticking every now and then. I think it was only in the credits, I didn't notice it during the main game. But yeah, I'll be doing that tomorrow, and then Sunday, I'm already starting pretty early anyway. I still really would like to do the Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing stuff, but I have to see as to how it pans out, as to how I end up working things around it. Was I meant to be doing something there? The game never said anything, but okay. Oh, was I meant to be like touching the credits or something? Anyway, just show it off. Look, Harmony, I can get a best time. Let's ignore the fact that I'm not Harmony and my 3DS is clearly a different user than this, but you know, whatever. Anyways. I'm gonna go back to the main menu now. Back to the actual Kirby menu. Oh, the jukebox. Oh, and the true arena. I thought that would have been unlocked by an arena clear, or did this person already do that? Let's actually find out. I'm a little curious. Can I see if they did an arena clear? Oh, they did finish the arena. Fair enough. I take it all back. I never did that when I played the game. I didn't bother, but I never did it, so fair enough. Yeah, I want to look in the jukebox real quick. Oh, it doesn't give you track names. That's really boring. I was hoping it would say where each track was from. Yeah, well done, Harmony. 5 years after you sold this game to me, I did it for you. Hope it was worth it. Anyway, I'm going to leave on here because the background music's lovely. Thank you ever so much, everyone. Feel free to drop a follow here on the channel, or if you're watching this on the VODs channel, twitch.tv/thegreenviper8. Should have said this at the start, but of course VODs are going to be a little bit awkward while I try and figure things out. I already have scheduled to like middle of March, and that's like only maybe about half of the stuff that I plan on uploading, so there's definitely going to be a lot of VOD spam. If you didn't notice, one didn't go out at 5 PM today, which is the standard time I drop them because of these Game Blast streams, so I'll be putting this up on YouTube shortly. Luckily, you can just straight export stuff, even if you're over your highlight limit, I believe, so I won't highlight this on YouTube. I'm not going to do that going forward because... Oh, sorry, I won't highlight this on Twitch going forward because screw Twitch. Water is also wet. So I literally cannot highlight it. You can't make new highlights till you delete old ones, until you get under the threshold. So I'm not doing that until I know everything is safe and secure. So as a result, I'm just not even going to bother archiving stuff on Twitch in the future. I will let them delete stuff for me. They can do that all they like. I'm not bothering to do it on my own. So, yeah, this will go on YouTube shortly, but that's at Viper Archives, because this stuff won't be on the channel anymore, thanks Twitch. So, yeah, a break from VODs for the next 3 days, then starting Monday will be the Sonic One Man Relay stuff will be going up. There's like 11 days of that, all one a day at 5 PM, so if you want to watch any of that, that's there. Otherwise, I'll keep posting any current stuff in the meantime as well, because it's just going to throw everything off if I don't. Yeah, exactly. Free content for YouTube, because everyone and their mother was making an archive VOD channel now, so well done, Twitch. It's not like you got Amazon money to put into AWS buckets to store this stuff anyway. I kind of get it on one hand. I hate the way it's been implemented and enforced and everything else, but I get scaling back. Just stream on YouTube. I hate YouTube streaming. I've done it before. I don't necessarily hate the idea of it. As a viewer, it's pretty good. As a streamer, I didn't like it at all. Nowadays, at least, there is like channel memberships and stuff like that, so you can have custom emotes, and I think like Better TTV and stuff does actually have plugins for YouTube, so you can use custom emotes and stuff. But I remember the big thing that really annoyed me is before you hit start stream on YouTube, back when I did it like 10 years ago, I think it might still be like this. Oh no, I don't think it's exactly like this, but you definitely had to set a title, a description, a thumbnail, etc., which is fine. But how YouTube used to handle it was you'd also have a new stream key per stream. And I don't know if they still do it like that, or if OBS is smart and does it all itself nowadays, but I remember that being really irritating. Every time you wanted to, even if your stream went down halfway through, you had to get a new stream key, because the old one had finished and already published itself as a video immediately. Like, you couldn't continue it. There's no like internet loss protection or anything on YouTube, so stuff like that just made it really annoying to stream there. Like, at least on Twitch, it was easily separated into a separate video, but if your connection drops, that's it. You've got to take 5 minutes to get it back up, and what if it drops again, or then you've got to do it again? And shit like that was just really annoying to deal with, and as I say, having to put, like, a title, description, thumbnail on every video, like, I don't mind that post the fact, but doing that before sometimes you just want to hit live and go live. Like, that's the beauty of Twitch. You can't do that on YouTube. You have to... I've thought about everything for like half an hour before. Right, I'm going to be doing this. I'll provide all the links I need in the chat and in the description, rather, sorry. And it's just a mess. I like it as a viewer, but as a viewer, it's actually quite nice. Like, having a description is really nice, because you can put relevant information there instead of in bot commands or whatever. Or like, you know, I have brackets donate in the title, for example. I could take that out and put it straight in the description. Like, it's not in theory a horrible idea, but I don't know, just never got on with it personally. Anyways, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. I'll be back tomorrow at 7 PM, like I said. Sonic Racing Crossworlds, like everyone and their dog, if they have a PS5, that is. So you can catch me for that. Otherwise, until then, have a great rest of your evening, and I will see you soon. Have a great one. Bye for now.